people keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Salute and cheers. Welcome to Wine, Cheese, and Comics, Please. A sophisticated approach as we take a look at today's comic book and collectibles market. As you can see, I am Sans, your host, and I'm excited for a couple reasons today, ladies and gents. I just received something beautiful in the mail.
And it was at that moment that the stream just ended and we totally moved on with our paid program tonight. I'm so excited for you all to join us. We have lost our host
What
today.
a jerk. So, ladies and gents, back to my beautiful. This is more than just a comic. It's a piece of art. And I was able to. You ever heard of the Cookie Thief? That's my new name. I was able to get this at a steal, man. So, ladies and gents, I have a 4-time signed Hobbit book signed by all 4 Hobbits. Let's go, ladies and gents. Round of applause to Last Level Comics. Here we go. Speaking
Why
of
do you
Last
why do you
Level,
always set me up like this is a sophisticated channel, and then you bring me out right after, and it's like we fell off the deep end. It's
because
like the
you're a bull in the
kamikaze.
China shop, man.
It's like a kamikaze. Oh, I just totally robbed a piece of history off this guy. Let me just showcase that live and in color.
Yes.
I hope you
It's like a
stub your
bull
toe
in the
tonight
China
when you walk
shop,
to bed.
man. We bring out the rawness. My
Oh,
man,
look,
Last
it's
Level
gonna
Comics.
get raw tonight.
I think it should, man. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of ish going down.
We
got
are 7 minutes
landfills and
late.
all kinds
We
of
7 minutes
fills.
late. No, time out. We 7 minutes late.
Yo, Kyle
Why
is
we
back
late?
there.
Why we late?
He's cutting up cheeses and stuff. I'm like, dude, really? Hold on.
My man's literally eating grapes
Time
from the
traveler.
stem.
Look
My
at this
man's
goddamn
literally
guy.
eating grapes from the stem.
He's feeding himself seedless grapes.
Is this not how you eat grapes? You just don't.
I'm over here with like month-old Slim Jim, and he's eating like grapes right from Napa Valley. Like, come on, folks.
So we're bringing some sophistication. I got a kind of a simple Cabernet
I got some
Sauvignon.
sangria tonight. I got some white sangria.
This is from 2017. Shout out to our sommelier in chat.
The classic.
Jameson. Hey, yo, really quickly, congratulations to Matt on a promotion in real life, man.
Oh, yeah,
So,
absolutely.
outside of the Matrix, Matt has hit a new milestone in life, y'all. Let's give him some of these classic fingers right here.
I have
ladies and
now
gents.
moved to shoveling sand shit to packaging it.
Soon you'll be on
It has been
five.
great.
And that's when the big bucks come in.
The calluses on my hand, it's a lot. It's just a lot.
Well, we got Matt. We got Last Level Comics. We got a couple people in the chat already, man. We got the homie Lizzie Pops. We got Wolverado. We got Liz Bonds. That's her twin over there, Liz Bonds. Matt saying what's up. Mr. Collector's in the building. Wolverado, my tried and true faithful. There we go. He says, shout out to Matt. He was rewatching the Willow series to get a second opinion.
I mean, you could go in as a child, man. That's what you got to do anymore. Anything Disney puts out, you got to just go in as a toddler. You won't be disappointed.
Quick question. You brought up Hobbit at the top of the show. We have a Tell Me the Hobbit story. Is there like packages that you were opening up that you may or may not have thought?
It's literally behind me, and I literally took 3 weeks to send it to him, so I just literally made him wait.
It was 4 weeks, ladies and gents. I have a countdown. But it is framed. It is framed. It is lovely.
The quick summary.
I've had so many people soliciting me for this book. Did you get your Hobbit book? I'll give you 15 grand for it right now. Like, dude,
I had
dude,
3 offers before I mailed it to you, just so you know. I'm just being honest. I had 3
$17,000 for it.
3 legitimate offers on rewinds for that book, and just said
send it
it's
back.
lost
Just
in the it's
give,
lost in the
give
mail.
Sands his money back, and I'll take that book. So
My man
a lot of
Sid,
fun.
my man Sid slid in and was like, "Yo, I bought 15 slabs from you and the Hobbit book. Just know that should be included."
Damn it, Sid was hedging his bets. He said, "I'm gonna go after Matt and Sands."
He even told
Did
you,
he reach
"Don't
out to
worry,
you,
Sands.
Time Traveler, as well.
You don't even need to ship it to Sands. I'll pay him his portion, and then you could just ship it to me." He said.
That's what he told me. He was like, "Look, man, just have Matt ship it directly to me. It's all good." So shout out again, kudos. Thanks for this lovely gift, man. Can't wait to see you at con season. So worked it out. Gonna go to Disneyland and then go to Terrific Con. So
are you officially going?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
so Kyle, it's official. I'm flying you in now.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
Let's go. So
we're gonna do a live show.
Hawaiian Punch, Mr. Minor Keys, Christina Payne. We got a lot to talk about. We got, first of all, let's each tell a Hobbit story, man. What does the Hobbit, Lord of the Rings mean to you? So I'm gonna
little
start,
fucking
man.
Hobbit stole a goddamn ring.
I'm gonna
just
start.
like you stole that book from me. They drove that shit all the way to Mordor.
About 9 or 10 years old, a little boy in Harlem. I climbed and looked through some boxes, and lo and behold, I found this old book. My mom's high school book. It was The Hobbit, ladies and gents. I began to sit down and I was like, I want to read this. Let me see what this is about. It was a cool cover. I read the first, 5-6 pages and I was like, what is this? This is craziness. Got to these trolls and stuff and I was like, okay, I got to read all of this. Shout out to The Hobbit. Shout out to J.R.R. Tolkien and all of that goodness that is the Lord of the Rings and everything that is encompassed in that world has influenced so many people, man.
We got new movies coming. We're getting the
Angbot. Yeah, we're getting Angbot. Are we getting Children of Haroun as well? I think there's a couple coming out.
Three. They said 3 movies on top of the TV series continuing.
I would appreciate it if they just made like cartoon movies, man. The cartoon movies used to rock, man.
We're gonna talk about cartoon movies when we talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So let's just not get there.
God.
We got time before we get there.
Let's start the show. Let's officially get on our first.
Yeah.
What we going with first?
YouTube.
A live look at Sans reading news this morning to find out that his treasured Funko Pop collection is going to a landfill and will be worth no more than Beanie Babies.
So here we are, ladies and gents. We are coming upon news lately that is not only crossing hitting the Funko Pop community, but it's now crossed over to where regular news coverage is picking this up, or random Joes on the internet are now talking about this. The landfills in Arizona or someplace out there loaded with tons and millions of dollars worth of Funkos being destroyed.
$30.2 million.
Nuts. This comes on the heels of warehouse clearance sales where Funko completely opened up their warehouse and allowed people to just grab and go nuts, and there were exclusives in there. There were some of the NFT Funkos in there. All of this stuff.
Why is this happening?
It's they're mass producing when it was supposed to be a collectible. Mm-hmm. Basically, you took it from, you see this little sticker right here saying, all right, this is a New York Comic-Con exclusive where there was only 3,000 of these made.
Sorry, my throat
to hurt. Where now they want it to be a toy where every kid in America could have one of these. Yeah. And it's not the same. You take something from a collectible market value to a toy, let's mass produce, and it doesn't translate. You're not going to keep up. If there's no demand for it, why are you doing it? The thing that keeps comics, collectibles, all these things afloat is making things exclusive and hard to get, so that the secondary market is healthy and so that people want to grab it. If I'm giving you this toy,
folks, let me rewind. Time travel. Let's go back a page.
Yeah.
The secondary market is healthy. AKA, I don't collect because I want. I collect because I'm going to flip this and make some money in my pocket. Okay, go ahead. We're back to live again. Sorry, folks.
Hey, listen, everybody knows what the secondary market is, right? The secondary market is your place to flip some books in order to get some grails, right? There was no way for me to afford this grail, which I'm going to talk about all night long, if I didn't flip the books that I flip and the Funkos that I flip. So, ladies and gents, the secondary market is a healthy necessity. But back to these Funko Pops, man. They have new products, NFTs, miniatures, popsies, whatever you want. So much to the
keychains, pocket pops.
So there was a point in time where Funko, you would go on their website and they would produce something and it would sell out instantly. Now you go on the website, they drop something and it just sits for months, right? What happened? They decided to mass produce more of these, and they also decided to like make stupid shit nobody wants. Why are you making 15 different versions of Pikachu? We don't need that.
What's wrong with Pikachu, man?
Nothing wrong with Pikachu. I just need one Pikachu.
I just want to make sure.
I only need one Pikachu, Matt. I don't need 15 versions of Pikachu. Comic Journey tonight. We're serving creme. We have creme brulee along with all of our goodness, right?
And mainly it's you the Hobbit that we all are. I'm drinking a nice red from 2017. So wasn't it apparent that this was going to happen? Because they were taking every pop culture facet.
Yes, they were taking every pop culture facet. They were mass producing it again, just like when you buy something at 100, it may cost. I'm going to come up with a fictional number here, $7. But if you buy it at 1,000, it may cost $3. They went to the highest market value for the cheapest cost they could find. They were making them at I think it was 57 cents.
And
per
charging
Funko.
$7, I think, wholesale.
7 wholesale.
And then
so
14 retail.
It was like a $700 markup for them. So they had 3
%
warehouses, legitimately 3 warehouses, that it was cheaper to put them in a landfill than
to try and sell them.
And to try and sell it. So that is why they're there. And they're in a box. It's not like they just took them out of the box. They literally put them in the box and threw them in the landfill.
But you know what? Had they found a better way to destroy this and get rid of things, it actually would have made the collectability better. It would have cost money. It's like those ET Nintendo games. Yeah, the Nintendo freaking games. There's a Grail out there somewhere. We just got to go find it.
Well, this isn't
in that landfill.
This isn't much different than the way that comics handle returns, which is when you offer a return to a comic shop, they have to, when they're returning it, they have to rip the cover off and either send the covers back because it's cheaper to send just a pile of covers, or take pictures and send it showing that they destroyed the comic. It's the same thing.
We would send the video of us burning them in a barrel.
Yeah, it costs more to pay for the shipping to get rid of all those. If anything, I look at this as my Funkos are now worth more because there's less in existence.
People thought that too when they had Beanie Babies, and now they're worth nothing.
That's a good point.
That's a very good point.
But there's a sticker on my box that says exclusive. Look, I can only get it. It's an exclusive to this thing.
I got a sticker machine right here. I'm gonna call it a rare toy for sexual pleasure. And you know what? You'll be the only one that has that.
Do you remember there was fake stickers going around in the Funko community at one point too, where people were taking the commons and just slapping the exclusive sticker on it because that's the only discerning factor.
Some of them look no different than the common, and all you needed was a sticker on the box. And it was okay, why does this cost? So I got the New York City Comic Con exclusive versus the what they call the shared exclusive.
They called it convention. They called it convention exclusive.
So if I got the shared, my Funko was worth $30. But if I got the exclusive that I had to wait online at Comic-Con, it was worth $230. Why is that? There's no difference besides the little sticker. So that
look, I hate to bring up exclusives. We're only 3 months into the 6-month thing with the Eminem book, and I've already shattered your tears about 7 times.
No, you
about
haven't.
How far that book has dropped.
We are still doing good, man. It is still
July
selling.
is right around the corner, and I got a
pull
vial
up,
to
pull
put
up
your
the
tears
numbers,
in.
please, Matt. When you get a chance, pull up the
I
numbers.
sent them to you. You have them in front of you. You know that.
We
You
just
don't
need
want
to
to talk
see
about
it
them.
live for these people. But going back to Funko, man, is it a toy? Is it a collectible? And then lastly, is it able to survive at this point in time? Matt, do you think it's a dead market at this point?
Listen, man. I can honestly say this with 100% truth. I have never ever purchased a Funko Pop. Every Funko Pop I have has been gifted to me in some way or some form. Huge Ghostbuster fan. I never knew I would have a live representation of Sans in my palm. It didn't think about it. And it's literally on fire, like Funko's at a landfill. So,
I don't think the market's dead. No,
regular toy. And I have a rare one. I have like the first White Ranger, which is the Jason David Frank like first ever White Ranger Funko. And someone has told me like that's super, super rare. It's like one of the vaulted ones. I have no idea. I'll give it to my kid to play with. I mean,
you see, Funko needs to stay in the realm of making stuff like this where you can only get 300 to 500 of them. It is just guaranteed to like continue to gain value. This is done by OG Slick himself, and people are after it. So y'all,
who's after it?
What'd you say?
Who's after that? What's that worth?
About 400 on the secondary market.
I'll give you 250.
I'll take it. I would have made $150 profit. But yeah, so yes, 1K Sans in the house. Salute everybody. Thank you.
I don't think it's dead, to answer your question.
I don't know, man. But Funko has Funko has kamikaze the last couple of years. They've mass produced look, I know this is a bad analogy. I'm gonna say it. They've marveled. They've realized they've had a niche. They oversaturated the market. Their positive niche turned into a negative niche, and now they're floundering. That's just
a year from now. Is Funko worse or in better shape at this point in time?
It depends on where you collected, though.
Like no, I mean in general, in terms of they're losing stock.
Oh, as a whole,
as a company, their stock is falling off the cliff. All kinds of stuff. Are they to a point where they've sustained stuff and people are collecting it, or people dying down? And
I think new production will take the biggest hit. Just like in comics, new production has taken a pretty big hit. The collectability of the older figures, I don't think will go away soon. I mean, it might go away eventually, but when you have like actual real collectibles, when they first started, those are going to keep their value because there's a Funko. I mean, we said the word Funko, and all three of us were able to produce one. Like no matter if you participate or not, it's in every house.
Everybody in the chat, it is now a household name, Funko. There you go. You can get your favorite character just like that. All right, so I think in a year Funko will have sustained.
Hold on. I got to go to the board. You got to write it down in the moment because if it's not in the board, it doesn't exist. Here we go. Funko 1 year prediction. Sustained.
I think they will. I think they will still be around. I think their new NFT product is helping them. And I think they'll get back to their senses because I started seeing they're doing like exclusives of Snoop Dogg, right? Where you have only 1,000 and only 300. And so they're getting back to some of the roots of what keeps the collectors excited. Like if I can only get this, if there's only 500 of them, then, if there's 1 million Funko shoppers, I have a grail, instant grails. They're able to still give us instant grails, so people will want them.
All right, Kyle, lay it on me. Funko sustained.
So they hit their Peter principle, meaning they rose to their level of incompetence. I I think that they'll level out and stay where they're at.
Sustained.
So, yeah, sustain. Yeah.
All right. You're sustained. You're sustained. I'm, of course, I'm a big not sustained. I expect episodes of Judge Judy where divorced couples are displaying their Funkos on the floor, choosing which one gets who, and none of them have any value. I'm sorry.
All right.
I mean,
chat,
That's fine. Yeah.
chat, we appreciate y'all. Let us know if you think they'll still be around. But 67% of y'all say that it's a regular toy right now, and it is not a collectible. So that's going to be damning to the long-term viability of the collectible itself.
Well, the same problem happens. You run out of space to store them. You only have so many walls.
Oh,
So-
tell me about it, bro.
Like I have those oversized Funkos too, those freaking ginormous ones. Like I have like a Pikachu that's 18 inches tall. Like what the heck am I supposed to do with that?
play with it.
But I'll tell you what. Collecting Funkos
Have
and
Funko boss
Now-
battle fights
now
or just
everything
Bashman.
is everything a collectible to you now?
No,
Dude,
no,
freaking
I
Do you
cannot
open
get
anything?
behind that.
Do you open anything and actually enjoy it
keep
anymore?
or keep
Brother, I open
packaging.
everything.
Does
Everything
Rowan
open.
actually get to play with his toys and Legos?
Rowan plays with my statues, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's becoming one of those things where like if I buy a little action figure, I'm like, hey JT, don't open that. Don't.
Rowan
anybody-
loves to play with my TNT for my Joker. I actually had to put him up higher because he plays with them and hides them all over the house, and I have to find them.
Oh, well, he was hiding the coins from line breakers that we was sending. He was finding treasure everywhere.
Do either of you have any fig pins or know what fig pins are?
Yes.
Okay. Those took enamel pins and made them into a digital platform as well, where you would get points when you punched in the serial code and claimed your pin to your collection. They actually made it interactive. Like each one is like assigned to you. And when I sell fig pins, I have to unassign them from me
Transfer.
and transfer them to the other collection because
So it's
they
like
keep
an
it. They
NFT.
keep a.
It's like
They
an
keep a
NFT.
score. It's a fig pin score.
So-
I think that there's collectability in a lot of things.
So we're gonna get on to Vivi because again, that's another market that is like.
Dead.
Do you remember a year ago when Vivi?
Your guy, we got to bring your guy back that invested all that money, man. I
Oh
wanna
my
know,
God!
Is he alive?
Oh my
Like
God!
I've thought
Bro.
of him so many times, dude. And I wanted to be like, look, are you okay? Like, are you okay? I'm
He's
talking
still on
thousands.
social media. I see his posts. So
Well, I know he left IG completely. He went only to, I think, to Twitter. But so if you guys watch, about a year ago, we had a collector, an investor on, and he was
Thousands.
talking about Vivi, and he said he converted maybe 15,000 of his savings and his fiance's savings into Vivi collectibles. And where they are right now versus where they were last year, like there was a big scandal with the cryptocurrency, and everything is
Not
kind
backed
of
by blockchain, like everything, man. Like, dude, that done.
so. There's still a lot of whales out there who own these first minted issues of ASM 300 and all of these early Silver Age comics.
Not worth it.
But you know, I'll tell you the funniest thing. Matt was so frustrated. He had the Disney
The Disney.
Vivi's
So,
in his
he
queue
froze.
ready to buy. And it's, what was it? Was it Star Wars? It froze.
It was
on
the
him.
little
He was
Star
like, "Fuck
Wars
this, I'm
gold
done with Vivi."
gold figure. Gold figure. When the bots took over, I was out. I was done. I damn near.
I'll
threw
tell
it.
you what, I was
Literally,
done.
I
I
think
was
I have
done
a
with
hole in my
Vivi.
wall about this wide. My iPhone went through it.
I was done with Vivi for several months myself, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm able to get a couple of these. What's going on?" And then I realized blockchain and everything else was going downhill, and nobody was buying the issues anymore. So I still have about 15 issues, but at least you can read them. At least you can read them, which I
He's
think is.
stripping. He's stripping.
It's not that time yet. After midnight, Kyle. After midnight.
I'm still drinking.
All right.
I thought it was time for the
we're on the downward.
promiscuous show.
Can we keep
we're
in the
we're
conversation?
we're already
No,
getting.
I'd like to transition. I'm wearing my Mando shirt.
Oh, we're gonna go there.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're going there.
Oh, we're there.
We're going there.
like that last one with Kang and Apollo
We're
Creed.
gonna get
Oh,
that.
sorry,
I
Adonis
have
Creed.
to do a recap on last episode. It's another video coming. So last week, I caught shit from 7 different directions because I never finished Andor. So I made it my mission to literally Clockwork Orange myself with my eyes held open and finish Andor. And here's a live look.
Hey, Rowan. You want to watch an amazing TV series?
Yeah!
Let's go.
Then look what I can do.
It's time for Andor.
5 minutes later.
Way out. Right now. The building is ours.
It happened. It was the best sleep aid I've ever had for a 4-year-old in my life. He was out.
Kyle, didn't we tell him this show was not for a 4-year-old? This was a sophisticated show.
Yeah, it's not Star Wars. There's no
It's a
lightsabers.
lightsaber.
Listen to me. I sat down that night. Kyle was on Instagram. He said he was going to coach me through it. I watched
I fell asleep.
4 straight episodes till 3 a.m. in the morning. I just wish I would have slept.
This is not your Star Wars with the lightsabers and all kinds of flipping around. This is sophisticated, highbrow, good palate entertainment that you're talking about here. You
I feel
cannot
like
tell me you wasn't teary-eyed after Stalin Skarsgård gave his speech. And
No, I wasn't. I was like, oh, okay, good. You fucking did something.
you loved it. See, he's like, okay, good, yeah.
Yeah, fucking just watched
There it
3
is.
episodes, gets to this point, and then the fucking prison. Yeah, good.
The
I gave up
prison was
everything to
awesome.
be here. Fucking goddamn
my
Schmiegel looking for his
cheeks
ring.
hurt from smiling so much.
I just wanted
Did
Schmiegel to be like,
did you put more time into the intro than you did into the show?
He did.
Like watching Andor.
This guy, man. Hold on.
I literally wanted him to be like, I'm on the 2nd floor, and Schmiegel has my precious on the 5th
This
floor.
guy, look.
And
this
now
guy
we have to go
gives me
get it.
this.
That's
He
all I
gi-
wanted. Like,
He gifts me the Hobbit,
can't-
and then all he does is make fun of us, Kyle.
I
Look
have
at
your.
this.
Introducing ZzzQuil Sleep Aid. It's not for colds, it's not for pain, it's just for sleep. Because sleep is a beautiful thing. Introducing ZzzQuil, the non-habit-forming sleep aid from the makers of NyQuil.
Not an official sponsor at the bottom.
Yeah, you see how he's trolling us, Kyle? Telling us.
How many did you make? I swear you didn't watch the show. You just kept making these.
He's like, man, I'm watching this for 5 minutes.
He sent me a picture of the title screen, and that's all I saw.
That was it.
And then he called him out and shot a high production
Oh my
quality
God.
short.
I'm crying.
That was it, man. He spent more time on the memes than watching this show, man.
Dude, I cannot feel my face. I've been laughing way too much. Oh,
Oh,
Lucian, I'm coming to get it.
Lucian,
I'm coming to get it,
I
Lucian.
am.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
I am, Lucian. Lucian, I actually had to go. I had to drive to Pennsylvania to get my own book.
You're lying.
He would not deliver my book, Lucian.
Sans, how many empty packages did you open?
16.
He's like, yo, you I sent him another tracking number. Matt, that went to like Arkansas. Yeah, I'm sorry.
16 empty packages, man. This guy would not send. He'd send me something that said, "You're dead to me. Thanks for ruining my life."
It cost him more to ship than it did.
Oh my God, my heart hurts.
Ugh.
Okay, look, I watched it. I did. I watched the whole thing, and
What'd you actually think, though, honestly?
it had like 1.5 maybe good episodes. The prison scene
Okay.
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I'm be honest with you. I wanted Schmeagol to get his ring. Like that's all I wanted. Like I can't get behind it. Like all right, look, and I loved it. My son had a lightsaber. My son loves Star Wars. Like Mandalorian 3. My
Yes.
son's like, Baby Yoda's back. No, it's Grogu. Focus. Grogu.
You mean Grogu?
Grogu?
Whatever the fuck is that.
You're teaching
Not
them the
Yoda.
wrong pronunciation
Look,
too.
look, get him out of the show. All right, look, the adults are talking again. Look,
Yep.
focus. Mando, not Andor. Mando, we stay awake, not Andor.
Mando?
Let's talk about Mando. I gotta say,
I'm a little disappointed. It's okay. Episode 1 was okay.
Okay, all right.
Episode 1 was okay.
Matt is a realist. All right, there we go. Because I did not want to hear this bullshit that this.
I told you.
This
I
was
told
great.
you.
So
Look.
episode 1 was
Okay.
trash to me. It was trash. I gave it a 5 out of 10.
You're more
episode-
gracious than me.
Episode 2 was better.
6.
Yeah, I gave it a 6.5. Literally, all of the critics online were like, "Oh, they should have dropped both episodes because episode 2 will have you." I was sitting there tonight, nodding off, watching episode 2, and my thing is,
Mando, next sleep aid.
yes, Mandalorian has been Disney's one go-to clutch show.
Hold on. Did you rewatch Mandalorian season 1 at all?
No.
Yeah,
That thing was slow. It was a slow burn. In my opinion, Mando season 1, episode 1 was slow.
it didn't matter. The second they showed what was in the pod, the season was fire.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I'll tell you what, it was because there were no expectations.
okay.
Like I just kind of gave it like oh, I gotta see this. Like it was the thrill of it was there. Now I'm at season 3. I don't need a slow episode to kick me off at
Dude,
all. It's
I
like
mean,
give me good TV.
the leaving of Mandalore culture and stuff was very fascinating to me. I mean,
How did
for
you
those
feel
of
about all the
you-
cosplays that were in the fucking season opener when they fought the giant alligator? I was like, all right, Disney, come on. I know you're struggling right now, but at least put some money in costume design. Like
The
Yeah,
giant
they spent all their money on the Vespas, the floating Vespas that from Book of Boba Fett.
from Boba Fett.
Yeah. That's where their entire capital went.
So I'll just say
Those were real.
this season has a lot of expectations.
Okay.
It has high expectations because it is the baseline for everything that's to come for Star Wars, man. You know, we got all of these next level shows that are to come,
Yeah.
and it needs to kind of deliver. That's all I got to say. It needs to deliver.
do you know that John Favreau came out and said that Grogu, sorry,
Grogu.
not say
Yeah.
spent 2 years with Luke before he came back.
That was 2 whole years.
2 whole years. That's what he's claiming. That was the time. And I was like, really?
I felt like
Grogu,
a month.
Yeah.
Grogu should have stayed with Luke. That's my personal opinion.
2 years. I
Yeah.
think he should have too. I think it would have had more. I think it would have had more value. And then I think they should have connected later, where Luke kind of came back before, the nonsense of him isolating himself in the fucking shit trilogy, or the 6, 7, 8, whatever his trilogy was. I don't even know. That
Oh
wasn't
my
Luke.
god!
Fucking clone.
Yes, Luke was. That was not the real Luke, and that was not real milk. That they
Yeah,
was
haven't you read, what was it, like Darth Vader 17 or something like that? The Escape from Exegol, where they're cloning Palpatine. They did the same thing to Luke. That's what it was.
What up,
Ah,
Pikachu? Soul's
that
here.
must have been what it is.
Keep
What's
me in
going on,
line, Soul.
Swipes?
Keep me in line, Soul.
He said, "Grogu, monk. Can you not
Grogu.
talk about the best on today?" I can't lie. The best show on today we haven't even got to yet.
That's
And
the end.
we
We're gonna
will
close
get
with that.
to-
We will
we're
close
gonna-
with
we're
one
gonna
episode.
get
One
to that
episode left.
later.
One episode left.
Yes, the
All right.
penultimate episode.
And I'll explain what I did, something pretty wild the other day too, relating to that too. And I'll talk about it. Dude, I can't stop playing with my hair.
I told you not to strip in public. Told you.
Yes, Lucian, you know.
It's like a
So,
rabbit.
so as far as Star Wars, though, and this is where we are, is this the best that we're gonna get?
I
Like,
don't
is
know,
this as good as
'cause
it
look,
gets?
No,
Let me be-
it's a transition.
No, let me be real with you, because
Okay.
there was a lot that went on in Mando 3, a lot, and you have to understand, Disney sunk their greedy. I'm gonna say every curse word under the sun. Paws into this bullshit to pull out their cash grab nonsense, and John Farva, some emails with him with the leadership, he said, "I'm out. Bye, peace, good luck," and he clearly said, I want everyone from Disney to keep their shit off my project and let me do it.
Mhm.
But I think that only came to fruition like halfway through the series. I think Disney had their say on the first couple episodes, and I think that's why they've been so dry. I think we will see a very hard shift. And look, a lot of people know I go back and forth with Nemesis Prime on Instagram, and he is the biggest Star Wars fan that I've ever met. And quite frankly, I crap on him 7 days a week. But like Soul Twice said, Ashoka is going to be a game changer. I think.
Did you say Ashoka?
Ahsoka Tan.
So all right. So
Ahsoka
we're
Tano.
not believing that Mando is a game changer season 3. We're waiting for Ahsoka Tano or for Thrawn and all that goodness to
I
come.
want some Knights of the Old Republic, man.
Yeah, honestly,
Give me
the
that.
Bad Batch is the best thing Star Wars right now. And if you're not
Is
watching
it?
it,
Is it? Do I need to watch Bad
hands
Batch?
down, the Bad Batch is the best thing Star Wars right now.
I was told season
Minus,
one-
it's number two to Andor for me. Is Bad Batch.
Okay, so I'm gonna
you
start
say?
Bad Batch this week.
Do I need to put our non-sponsor back up?
Hold on, I'll just leave. Let me get-
It is Andor is definitely number 1 Star Wars.
But Bad Batch is number 2.
I don't need to go any farther. That's all I need.
don't
Just
know.
that opening.
It's number 3 for me. When it comes to the TV shows,
So
but I love Bad Batch. Bad Batch is awesome.
I love Bad Batch.
absolutely.
All right,
okay.
so let's stay animated, because I know
Yes.
we'll do animated, then we'll do Sans gets his rant about something killing the children, and then we'll go into quality. All right, look,
Sans gets to rant about this. Awesome,
Yeah.
let's do it.
I'm gonna back him up. I'm gonna
That's
back him up.
Cal's baby right there.
All right, look, folks, we need the real talk right now. I need you to focus
Yep.
right here. Hold on, I need to be full screen. Give me this. Look. You all grew up on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Get him the hell out of here, man. We don't need him to do the show. He's gonna try and trash everybody's favorite Eastman and Laird TMNT. It is going to be okay, ladies and gents. It is going to be okay. Who is worried? Only Kyle. Nobody cares. No, Kyle's not worried.
There are
Only
several
Matt.
points in this podcast or show that you come from the inches of your life, and that was one of them. Just
Get
letting
him
you
out
know.
of here, ladies and
Letting
gents.
you know. Inches.
What
Here we go. Once again.
do you what is he trying to say? I need to know.
Right? What do we even need to hear? Matt
Why
is
is my
labeled-
man Raphael missing a tooth?
Because he's a badass, man. He's a hothead.
No,
The hotheads always get
teenage,
into
not
it, man.
fucking preschool turtles.
The hotheads always get into it, man. He would
Dude,
be
but Jackie Chan.
Who that? Get in
Splinter.
here. Where are you at? Is your show over? Like, get in here. Like, help me.
Who that is here?
Is your show over? Like, you better not be doing a show and commenting in here. If it is, like, I'm gonna send you the link. Christ, why? Like, I love the art. I'm gonna be honest with you, I love it. And
The
Soul,
art looks good.
my man, Soul Twice. Like that art you did on Raphael.
Who that's
flawless.
show just finished.
All right, who dat? Get him the StreamYard. Get in here. Round 2. Let's go. I'm look. I like the art. I like the style. I don't like that they're.
Seth
kids.
Rogen is doing something amazing.
No,
he is-
fuck you.
He is doing
No,
something amazing.
no.
I disagree with that. I just like
Only
that Jackie Chan is Splinter. That's all I like.
The only thing that's amazing is the fact that they have like Baxter Stockman, Gecko. Like they have all of the villains that I
Yes.
want.
Do you like the
But it's
animation
still-
style?
Fuck yes, I do. I actually
too.
do.
Me
But
too.
I want teenagers. I don't want fucking kids. Tell me when the Psy went in Donatello's leg, You didn't think of Ace Ventura when he was like, ah! Ah!
That's a good point. They weren't baby Ninja Turtles. Like,
Thank you. And you know what you say? Like, look, when you have a movie back in like the early 90s, that's fucking phenomenal. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 1. And then everything up until the animated series, the new animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, was like, this is horrible. And then the animated series came back and was like, this is actually pretty damn good. The animated movie was amazing. And then you let Michael Bay get his fingers in it. It was like, okay, guys, it couldn't get any worse. You know, okay, at least they touched on Baxter Stockman, but you know, okay, Krang made an appearance, cool. And now we have Seth Rogen. Like, can
As
someone
long as you
just
give me a good Shredder
Oh my God,
and some
shut your
fun
face.
turtles, we're gonna be good, man.
Where is who dat? Someone with logic.
the comments are besting me on Comic Journey and Cali Comics.
Yeah, killing me. As long as you give me a good.
You 80% of the people that voted yes. I hate all of you. I just want you to lay that out now.
Wait, was there a
All of
poll
you are
already?
dead to me. 67. Okay,
Oh, I see it.
six people. Thank you. If you voted yes, you're dead to me. If you voted
It's
no,
it's
I'd like
toggling
for
back
you
and
to-
forth. We're at like 50 and it's
Yeah,
a 50-50.
thank
There you go,
thank you.
50-50.
Thank you.
Middle
Logic is-
age turtles don't sell
I
as
love
well.
the visual. Like, it's like kids though. Like, come on. It's like Raphael lost his baby tooth and now needs to find his big boy tooth. Like, I can't. And then you got like, I can't. Like,
There you go, Shattered. Thank you.
Ooh, you
Thank you.
toggled
I
to
thought
yes.
the
We have
trailer
5
looked
yes,
super
4
fun.
no.
There you go. He said, "I never guessed I would have liked it." That's what I'm telling you, man.
I can't.
It is going to be a fun one. Seth Rogen's going to make this amazing.
From
And
a creator that's always been a teenager.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Like-
very fair. I don't think it'll be a hit, but I like the only thing I like about it is the
Name me
or
one
two
Seth
things.
Rogen movie that's been good.
Superbad.
No.
He wasn't in Superbad though.
What's
He
the one where
directed
he was? What was the
Bad
one with Zac Efron?
Oh, Neighbors was
I liked
hilarious.
I liked Neighbors.
Neighbors
yeah.
was hilarious. Hold on.
But I like
Pineapple
Rose.
Express,
Rose, what's her name?
guys. Pineapple freaking Express. Are you kidding me? Him and Franco?
Look. I would need the Andor sleep aid to go into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on a binge of exhaustion and then be like, oh, those little kids are teenagers. Yeah. Oh, Jackie Chan, he's Splinter. Okay.
Jackie Chan, man, how more iconic could you get? Though?
Wait,
Come
Seth
on,
Rogen
seriously.
was involved with Invincible?
Yeah.
What? Okay, I'll give him more credit. I mean, I agree with Cali Comics. Like Pineapple Express, dude. I've watched that. I've watched it 3 times, man.
Yes, I can watch that. It is just hilarious, y'all. Some of the best. We'll talk about.
I don't think Superbad. Superbad wasn't a good movie.
I am doing a straight pour for this conversation because the outcome is not coming in my favor by any.
I'm not agreeing that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will be good.
It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Like, I don't get it, folks.
No, preteen.
Number one, it was a masterpiece. I'm sorry, it was a straight masterpiece.
You're talking about the number one.
Was number one. Kevin E. Smith
absolutely
was a masterpiece. Raphael was a badass. He got his ass whooped by the foot. We had Shredder.
The Secret of the
we had
Ooze was
Splitter.
great. With Go Ninja,
But why can we not? Vanilla Ice got in there. I can't do the Vanilla Ice, and I was part of that era. Okay,
that was fun, man. That was
relax.
fun.
You're like 80. I understand.
That whole like let's go back in time shit didn't work at all.
I'll take 3 over 2.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. You're killing me.
I mean, when they had the opportunity to do Bebop and Rocksteady, they chose to do the fucking turtle and the goddamn, whatever, the werewolf, whatever the fuck it was. Again, if Whod's not in here to fight me with it, I'm just throw out nonsense.
What were those two new ooze monsters? Shit, it's avoiding me. All right, we'll come back.
So listen,
Jackie Chan is Splinter. I'll just keep saying it.
Good. Okay, that's good, but they're still fucking kids.
It's like when you watch any kind of
Lucian,
anime.
you're not.
Mutant Mutant Ninja Turtle. Looks
Hold
at
on, hold on.
even the original Nickelodeon cartoon series had them as teenagers. And that
Tokar
was
and Razor. That's right.
thank you,
Lucian,
Soul.
you're not too old for TMNT, man. Look, you can jump into it reading the originals, and you will be
Yeah.
right on board with them. There are some waves of TMNT that are just for like 5-year-olds,
All right.
and then there's some TMNT that's straight for adults, like The Last Ronin. Adult content, man, badass.
Absolutely.
Had they not stretched out The Last Ronin, like
So-
every 6 months you get a goddamn issue, it would have been probably one of the best reads, like just great content.
It's still good to
But if
read
you
as a
look at
whole.
you, we gonna fight. A 12-year-old knows common sense and doesn't go, "Oh my God, let's throw this shuriken through a watermelon."
That's fair. It's
so
when you
dated
used to
down because it has Nickelodeon's name to it.
it's dude. Okay, what was Courage the Cowardly Dog? Was that Cartoon Network?
Cartoon Network, yes.
That was a dark show.
Dark show.
It was hilarious, man. That
It
old
was-
guy, that
It-
old guy would just do weird shit to him, man. He was just like
But what I'm
putting him out,
like,
making him go fight crazy people. That
there can
and-
be deep concepts in cartoons, is what I'm saying.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
BoJack Horseman.
if
like-
you look at Adventure Time, man, Adventure Time is a crazy,
Bob's
it has a crazy
Burgers.
theme under it, man.
No one asked you.
Post-apocalyptic craziness and Adventure Time. So all of those shows, man, just good times. But we'll see, man. So Matt, you don't think TMNT will be a hit?
It's gone on the board. What's the calls?
I'm giving it a thumbs up, y'all.
Really? You got
3 cookies, y'all. 3 cookies.
3 cookies.
honestly?
Matt,
we-
Matt, I'm saying no.
Oh, I know where you're at. All right, so here we go. Let me put it up there. TMN poop.
Eustace. Yeah,
Yes,
just Courage.
Eustace. Yo,
That was,
Courage the Cowardly Dog, Eat the Cat. Yo, Mandy and what was that? Grim and Grim, the Undertaker, the goddamn
Oh,
Reaper?
yeah.
All right,
Those were some morbid joints, man. Really good.
let's shift to Netflix. Let's
Okay.
shift. Sans,
Ooh.
I'm gonna give you the podium for this one. Go ahead.
Ladies and gents,
It really doesn't matter what he has to say. I just want to go because he did this shit to me, so I gotta do it right back to him. Whatever he has to say is irrelevant, folks. Let's just really focus on how bad
it doesn't matter.
Matt's so good at doing it so fast, man.
Oh, I did it back to myself. I just wanted to scream real quick. Something is killing the children. Does anybody care?
No.
Something is killing the children.
Something that killing the children should have ended at 15.
15.
It actually should have ended at 10.
15.
They stretched it for 15. I was okay with it. Be done.
Now-
End it.
Now
If
let me
it
say
ended at
this.
10, I would say it's great.
Let me say this. The cover, the art for issues 26 through 30.
Mhm.
I've seen Zola Shea. I've seen some others. Phenomenal. I have not read any of the guts, but some people in the community, aka Sid and others, continue to support the work of it.
But
And
it's
say
like-
this
it's
story
like-
has
It's like the stock market. You get 4 episodes that are good and you get 10 that are bad. And then you get 3 episodes that are good and you get 4 that are bad. Like it's just they don't pump content of quality. They're just pumping content.
my
Yeah.
problem
And
is
spin-offs.
Tinian is way too over.
Yes, and we'll get in. I want to get into that in the non-comic market with Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get into that exact concept with him, but continue with something killing the children.
James Tinian had what I want to call one of the most unique stories. You took a bedtime or monster story, you put a badass monster killer, and you put it together with kind of a little bit of a supernatural twist to it that just captivated people during the hit of the pandemic. And it was like people were like, what am I reading? Oh my god, this is good stuff. And then what you did was you got to 15 and you said, how can I milk this? You know what? We're going to do a spinoff and we're going to continue this story
House of Garbage.
when nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted it. Now, I will say this. Cal from day one has said not House of Slaughter. Something is Killing the Children got the popularity sticker when there were so many other great stories out there. But
Absolutely.
because there was the backing of Boom behind it and this kind of underground, like, yo,
And
you
I
gotta
fought,
read
and I
this.
fought, and
Have
I
you
fought
read this?
Kyle with this. I truly fought Kyle on this because I was like, 1 through 10 of Something Killing Children is phenomenal.
I fought Cal too.
It's great. But now looking back on it, I need to like take my left foot and shove it so far down my throat because he was 100% correct.
Cal was absolutely correct because there were 5 other stories that were just as good. But
honestly,
this is so gratifying.
Nottingham, Barbaric,
Nottingham was
By the Horns.
By the Horns. Holy
Yes.
shit! Did
You
By the
could've
Horns
taken-
take my pants off and staple them to the wall?
By the
You
Horns
could
is
have
sick, bro.
taken 3 other major titles and pushed them just as hard as Something's Killing the Children.
Honestly,
Now-
I want By the Horns in a TV series before I want Something Killing the Children.
I just want it as a cartoon. I will take
Exactly.
Something That's Killing the Children as a cartoon series.
Two
it would
things.
be amazing.
I want to address Cali Comics.
Yeah.
Cali Comics. I was in my LCS and I was staring at the wall, and the wall had a Something Is Killing the Children #1 and a Department of Truth #1. I took both to the register and I asked the person, which should I get? And I picked the Department of Truth based on the description of like how it went down. They said Something Is Killing the Children, kind of a niche story, just getting started off, and then the pitch for Department of Truth was like secret society. Like it was just so cool, and like they like the whole aspect behind it.
But let's
Real-
get
real-
into
real-
let's get
real-
into
hold
the
on,
news.
real- hold
Go
on,
ahead,
real
yeah.
quick. Do you feel that Tinian is doing a Stephen King where all of his books are tied together? Because listen, you have
Hold
Blue
on.
Book, you have World Tree, you have Department of Truth, you have Something Killing the Children,
You got the closet.
you have the closet. Like, listen to
He's
me.
pulling a Dark Tower on us.
He's pulling a Dark Tower on us in some way, somehow. He's gonna tie all the. And that's
How does it tie into Wind?
When you're right. Look, I don't disagree with you there, Matt. I think he is.
I think he is.
I
Like,
think he is.
I think he has to, because you look at the different things. The closet. There's a thing in the closet. Something kills children fighting a monster. Department
Yep.
of Truth. You know, the unknown. What's out there? Monsters.
All of
Blue
the
Book.
debunking
Aliens.
everything.
Part of like. I just feel like there's so much that so easily could tie all these books together, and that would make him relevant again. And he's a fantastic Children in the Woods.
This
Tell
is
me
a
about
better version of Something Is Killing the Children.
Has
It's
that
a-
dropped
it's-
yet?
But is
It's a graphic novel.
Did it come out after or before?
After.
Okay.
Okay.
So I,
But
I-
it took
listen,
them 5
I
years
trust
to
you.
make it.
I
5
trust
years to
you.
make it.
Your word is truth. I'll read it, but
Listen, the last time
I'll
said
send it to
keep
you.
something up, and we didn't. 8 billion genies, y'all. Kyle told us months before we could have cornered the market.
we could have cornered the
everything.
market before 8 billion genies was a thing. My man was
Go back.
preaching that.
Go
I
back
picked
and
it out of
watch
the previous
episode
counter.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Go back and watch episode 3 and 4. It was like right around when we did the 10 comic commandments, and you had Sans rapping all kinds of stuff. Kyle said 8 billion genies is going to be
And it was-
something
and it was
epic.
at that moment
Grab
that
the
Kyle
issue.
came here and Sans was way down here. Like, I mean, it was like 8 Mile, like all over again.
It's just because I was in the
Indie.
market. I was
You're indie.
I was
You were
in
the indie guy.
charge. I was in charge of the independent
Little Monsters
section.
is good, bro. I like it.
Little Monsters is pretty dope. What's the furthest place from here I fell off
I like
of?
Saga better than Little Monsters.
It just Saga's amazing. What's the furthest place from here fell off for me? It started off with a
So
bang.
Eat the Rich
Let's-
fell
let's-
off.
Yeah,
Okay.
Eat the Rich went way bye. And
Yeah.
that was an opportunity there, too.
Even look, Kanto kind of fell off in my book.
Well, that was Will Smith, man. I think Kanto had a golden It had a golden ticket, golden parachute to do whatever it wanted to do, and then Will Smith hit. So going back to something that's killing the children.
Come on. Chris Rock's special about Will Smith was pretty damn good. All right,
It was good. Why are we giving comedians so much shit? Why are we giving Michael Jackson's family is talking out about it? Oh, leave my family out of your mouth now. You know, you got everybody hating because you went back. Why can't Chris Rock go back at Will Smith after a year? Come on, man. You got to let this go. So I digress. We'll talk about that. But back to something that's killing the children. What happened here is very funny because it's no news. It is literally, we renewed our ability to produce.
Sorry, I had to get that in there.
We renewed our. It's no news. Stop pressing the damn button, man. So, all right, we're gonna kick this motherfucker out of here, y'all. With that in mind, why is the comic community scrambling? You see, I paused right there. I saw you going to press something. The comic community is scrambling to buy this again. People just raised the prices up
because Netflix said that it's coming and it's got the creators of Dark behind it.
But weren't the creators of
it
was the Stephen King Sleep movie or whatever? Wasn't that creator behind it before?
They had no individual director tagged to the project, and Dark is pretty good. It's not great.
I liked Mr. Mercedes from Stephen King. Anybody follow up on Mr. Mercedes, the TV show?
No, but there was the movie. The last movie Stephen King did, that the Sleep movie. They had tied that director to something that's killing the children with the original news that dropped
Dr.
like
Sleep?
a year ago. Yeah, Dr. Sleep.
That's the sequel to The Shining.
To The Shining, and so a lot of people were excited, but now you got this news. Okay, we're doing something. They said nothing in that announcement, and people are pumping the market. Why are people buying this? Why are people paying the prices again?
Listen,
it needs...
Something Killing the Children, Swan Dive. That Ghost 98 Prison, whatever, was a $2,000 book. I've seen people sell it at $500. Like, I'm telling you, and listen, we're going to get to a whole segment on where the market is, and I don't want to jump there because we still got to talk about The Last of Us. But people, please, from the depths of my soul, be smart. Like, please. And I'm going to show you some straight facts in a minute about people that right now, I got them on suicide watch about the money they lost over the last 2 years.
Oh, my God. Like we were talking with that NFT guy, man.
What does T mean? Paid 17 T?
No, 175.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for the retailer Virgin variant.
It's a fat finger thing.
Yeah. I was confused. Anyways, I said it from the beginning. Something is killing the reseller market.
And look,
it needed hype. People need money, man. So why not hype the book up?
Something is killing the turtles will be the only thing that is on my wall. Everything
else looks good. You know what looks good? World Tree. World Tree is intriguing.
I have anger over World Tree, and you know it. So.
Yes, because of design issues. But World Tree looks interesting only because number one has House of Slaughter homage to it, and that's where I agree with you. They're tying everything together, and I feel like World Tree is doing that because they have a homage to Something Is Killing the Children, a homage to House of Slaughter. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you they're going to continue to do the Tinian homages, and it's interesting because this is about the underbelly of the internet that's connecting everything. So.
But look, they're taking story. Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back to it. The movie The Net came out in 1990. They literally took the movie The Net and made it a comic book. Like, this is not original, folks.
What was the name of the bad guys in The Net? I can't remember. That was
Whatever.
such a
It had
good
Sandra
movie.
Bullock in it. It was a fantastic
Sandra
movie.
Bullock, goodness, right there.
It was like, look, if you grew up in that era when like internet was taking off, like that's what World Tree is. It's about. I can't.
But what? All right.
I'm
So
gonna say
enough
something
of
I regret.
Tinian. What's going on with Whatnot? What's going on with these publishing
No, Tom.
companies?
Before we go there, Last of Us. We got one episode left. We got it.
You want to do this?
We got to
You wanna
finish
go
with
there?
it. We got to finish with it before we move on.
All right.
Because we got 2 other segments and we're already at 10:11.
Here we go. Ladies and gents, if you're not watching The Last of Us,
Put a
you
poll
need-
up. Better than Game of Thrones or not? I want to know. Put a poll
Original
up.
Game of Thrones or
House
House
of Dragons. House of Dragons. I think that's
Better
right.
than House of Dragons.
Put a poll up. I want to hear. Put it up.
Okay, yeah. We
He just
got
raises his hand. Yeah.
Hey, folks, I got a question. I'm here. High five. Guys. All right, look, real talk. Back to the adults, because my man's got to go put a post up. Last of Us is phenomenal. I got
Absolutely.
nothing. I've got nothing to say. Like, honestly,
Okay.
the depiction between the game and the game and the movie is there. The change they made, I agree with 100%.
Mhm.
The emotion, I agree with 100%. I don't got a bad thing to say. I'm just gonna shut my mouth and say,
So
watch it.
2 days ago, I did a complete replay of the game. I played the entire game.
Ooh.
I'm waiting. It's
Start-
coming out.
start
Why
to
didn't you,
finish.
why didn't you live stream it?
I did part of it, but I didn't want to like make it like a big thing. It took me. I literally spent an entire day playing it.
Are you going to do number 2? Are you going to live stream?
I'd have to rewatch number 2. So it looks like
I didn't like number
we have
2.
we have one more episode. If you're caught up, I
Do
think
they
that they're going
end
to
at the
finish.
end of
I
what?
think they're going to finish it. Yeah.
I don't think I think they're
There's
gonna.
there's
I
a
think they're
lot.
I think there's
I
going to
think-
be a second season.
I
that's
think
gonna
that it's
still
going to.
take place in game 1. I think.
I
there's
don't
gonna
think
be a
so.
second. I think they can't jump to number 2 because of Pedro Pascal. If they jump to number 2 in season 2,
Mhm.
and I don't want to give anything away, folks, if you haven't played the game, they lose Pedro Pascal, and that's why they won't do it. They're going to be a cliffhanger, and they're going to stay in game 1.
But
Interesting.
number 2 was also very controversial, and number 2 pissed a lot of fans off.
I loved number 2.
But you got
honestly.
a lot of people who were like upset about number 2 for various reasons.
Yeah, there were some forced aspects. I didn't like the relationship that Ellie had. It was fake to me.
Yeah.
But see, that's the one thing I think the series has done right.
Yes.
This
Well,
yeah.
series, listen, and
In the
folks,
series, you don't know, or in the game, you don't know that much about Bill and Frank.
but
Like
listen,
you don't.
you get to read the letters. But listen,
Yeah.
everyone that has watched the show has known I love natural, and I'm saying that with an underline, a straight through, natural LGBTQ effects, and Disney has ruined this for everyone.
Disney
with
pushed
a
it so
forced
hard.
perspective
Yeah.
that it doesn't.
The way
make
The
it
Last of
feel
Us did
natural.
it, it didn't matter. It was
It
good
didn't matter.
TV.
It was so
Absolutely, yeah.
emotional.
It was just
so
normal.
Perfect.
It was normal.
So perfect.
Whether you played the game or not, you were not mad at that because there was a natural friendship, attraction, whatever happened. What happens in Disney is like from episode 1, I'm forcing this thing on you, and I'm like, it's just I could see what you're doing. Like I don't need you to do that for me, Disney. Just tell a good story and let whatever happens happen. The Last of Us, through 8 episodes, I have had an opportunity to see. I've hated Ellie. I've loved Ellie.
Mhm.
I've absolutely thought Joel was a piece of ish, to where I thought Joel was the greatest, father figure ever. Like, you can literally have the highs and lows of the acting and the directing and the episodes. Like, even if you don't like a certain style or however, you gotta sit back and say, damn, that was a great ass episode.
If
Every
you're-
episode has caught caught its own wind and able to tell its own story.
If you're not a fan of the Hot Ones series, if you've never
Oh
watched
my
it,
god,
the
Hot Ones is hilarious.
the Hot Ones did an episode with Pedro Pascal, who is Joel, and they asked one of the single best questions in the history of interviewing him. Do you feel that HBO portrayed Joel as a hero in some episodes and then human in others to create a narrative for this character? And he was like baffled. He was like, that is single-handedly the best interview question I've ever been asked. I never looked at it from that perspective. And I have to 100% agree with you. I never realized as a human going through that scenario in that time with what was going on and his depiction of the hardship that he lost and the situation he was in showed his humane level as well as his ability to be a father.
Mm-hmm.
And he almost couldn't eat the wing because he was so torn with the question. It almost ruined the entire rest of the episode because he kept going back to it saying like, God, like as an actor, that has opened my eyes so much to this from a father perspective to a individual surviving a zombie apocalypse.
Can I say right now, Pedro Pascal and Jonathan Majors are two of my favorite actors. And I know we're going to get to Jonathan Majors, but Pedro Pascal and Jonathan Majors are doing the damn thing. If you watch some of these YouTubes on Pascal and Majors, man, you will be blown away by just the articulation and the fun. Like, these guys are fun, man. These guys are acting, they're living their dream, and they're having fun with it.
All right, I want Kyle to speak because I want Kyle's input, but I want to tackle on what you just said. But I want Kyle to talk first because I don't want to be rude. So go, please, Kyle.
There are certain parts of Last of Us where I would have done differently in terms of the progression of the show, because I think that we're too far along. Like, they can, how do I say this without, they can show up at a destination at the beginning of this next episode and finish, is what I'm saying.
All of it.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, and I think they will.
There's room for Game of Thrones, where Game of Thrones, the story that Game of Thrones is at, like everything after seasons 4 is all HBO. Like there's no canon to it, back to books. But
because Martin hasn't finished any of it.
Well, he's fucking old as shit, and he writes a page.
Why doesn't he finish his goddamn books?
He's old as fuck, and he writes a page a month. I just said that.
Because he lost his actual writing partner that did all the work.
Yes.
Is that true? Is that true? Because this
I'm speculating.
He's had 10 years now to finish Winds of Winter. And
I don't think he was the true creative genius behind it.
All right, now I need to go back to Sam's question. You have two. You have two prime actors: Pedro Pascal, Mandalorian, Game of Thrones. He did what else? Last of Us. He's in 4 major arcs of amazing stories.
Yes.
And then you have Jonathan Majors.
Yes.
Jonathan Majors, news broke he was going to be Kang, and then the market flooded. Devotion, Loki, Ant-Man, Creed. What else?
Oh, don't forget what's the HBO series that he was amazing in? The Cthulhu guy. What's the Cthulhu guy? Lovecraft Country.
That was before the news broke that he was Kang.
Oh my God, Lovecraft Country though. I'm just saying. Go back and watch that.
If you go and you look at pre-news of Kang, Jonathan Majors, after Kang you had Loki, Devotion, Creed was finished filming, I think, before Ant-Man. I think. But in my opinion, Loki, his one-shot episode, phenomenal.
Absolutely amazing.
Masterclass and like close encounters, like very, very good.
Oh my God. I will say He Who Remains is one of my favorite kind of just acting like bits. Like that was
he goes like this, he goes
oh shit, it's over.
Like,
He's eating an apple in the elevator. I'm like, what's so special about this? And the acting was
He's
just so
checking
amazing.
to make sure gravity is still working.
So take Ant-Man, and I think after after Loki was Devotion. Fucking phenomenal movie.
I haven't seen that.
If you haven't watched
Is that
Devotion
the,
and you
the
have
He's
air
like
fighter?
a
Yes.
firefighter, right?
yes, and it has the secondary backup from Maverick in it.
Was it as good as Maverick?
No, it was not as good as Maverick, but it was every bit on pace with it. But Maverick had Tom Cruise. That's the only thing. And Maverick was New Age, where this was World War in between like 1 and 2.
I think it's 1.
It's 1, but it's
no,
like
yeah,
after
it's not.
1, it's
Yeah.
like
The
it's like
Last
a
of
blurred
Us
line.
is killing it by far. By the way,
What?
The Last of Us
In the poll.
is killing House of Dragon by far.
Take that pull down. Just get it out of here. Oh, okay, sorry. So then we went to Ant-Man. And look, I was not a fan of Ant-Man. Some people that, but listen to me. I saw Creed this weekend, and I'm not going to give any spoilers away.
Mhm.
Damien in Creed, that's the
Amazing
character he
look.
plays,
Yeah.
is Kang the Conqueror. Attitude, personality.
That's what
Body
we
build.
needed.
That's what I needed in Creed. I needed the F you, I'm here. I'm going to whoop your ass. You stole my life. I'm going to beat you to a pulp. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to play dirty. I'm going to play smart. I'm going to break you down, and that's the end.
So if you've seen like two things, y'all. If you've seen Rocky 3, which was Clubber Lang versus Rocky,
Which is
right?
Mr. T. Mr. T.
Mhm.
I pity the
Right.
fool.
I pity the fool. And you saw the trailer for this. You had juxtapositions where you're like, oh wow, this is like Rocky 3 and
And it had to be,
3.
because this is the first Creed movie where Sylvester Stallone wasn't physically tied to, and there was major controversy over that.
Major
Major,
controversy. And it-
major controversy. Stallone even came out saying people do not go see this film.
And Stallone wasn't mad at Michael B. Jordan about this. He was,
He was
mad
mad at the rights because
the writers.
he owns the rights to Rocky. He owns the rights to, original Creed the father. He does not own rights to Drago. He does not own rights to Creed. So this was the first film where Michael B. Jordan, and again, phenomenal actor. I cannot speak highly
and
enough of him.
directing this too.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb right now and tell you, please make him Kal-El, the next Black Superman. And I mean that from the depths of the soul. The man's got acting
what
chops.
is he, Balzad or whatever.
And look, that would totally blow that universe open, and I think he would do perfect for it. But honestly, Creed didn't do it for me in this movie. Drago, who had an appearance in this movie, did do this for me. Damien did it for me in this movie because it was the story I wanted in Ant-Man. And I don't want to give anything away, but Ant-Man's been out now 4 weeks.
Yeah, Ant-Man's been out now.
I wanted that menacing Kang the Conqueror. I
Let me
wanted
tell
that
you,
man
what they
that beat
did-
Ant-Man down, beat
What
everyone
they
down.
did in Kang was tease us, because when Kang came through, and there's a scene, and I know again it's been a month, y'all, so hopefully you've seen it. Kang came and he had Cassie and Scott locked up, and that was the best part of the movie to
Yes,
me.
when he walked in.
He walked in, and what he did 3 things in that scene. He showed dominance over Scott, that he couldn't do anything at that moment, that I controls this. Then what he did to MODOK at that moment
I
was
fucking hate
phenomenal.
MODOK from start to finish. I'm sorry, I can't. You fucking ruin the character.
Yeah. And then
Throwing
on
it out
top
there.
of that, he had powers that he didn't use in the fucking show. Why didn't he use these powers why is he fighting hand to hand when he can Darth Vader people?
Yeah.
So let me just say this again. That goes back to directing and what goes on there. I agree with you. Like, I saw, if you watch Rocky 3, if you watch the trailer, because I haven't seen Creed 3 yet, I'm gonna go see it. If you watch the trailer, you can see that this is gonna be a good story of
It is Rocky 3 in Creed's world, and every depiction
Exactly.
of Rocky 3 is and
Exactly.
that was the way Michael B. Jordan said, Sylvester Stallone, I'm sorry. I value you. I'm going to take what you did in Rocky 3. I'm going to take that emotion. I'm going to take that whole story arc, but tie it to a friend.
Yes, Carrie. Lovecraft Country. I gotta say, there are episodes in that where Journey Smollett and Jonathan Majors and Michael, I can't remember his name, but from The Wire, my man, who passed away, they did so much phenomenal acting that it was supernatural. It was fun goodness, ladies and gents. You had so much fun. Carrie, please share the world with how brilliant Lovecraft Country was, because if people haven't seen that one, that is one worth rewatching. I watch episodes of that over and over and over because it's about a black man who had roots in this supernatural family where they needed his energy, his bloodline, in order to continue kind of this legacy of witchcraft and other stuff. And it was just amazing. But it was also taking place during, controversial, segregation times and, Jim Crow times. And so from that standpoint, you had people who were, it was almost like treasure hunters where they were going or trying to find certain artifacts and items, but they were going in sundown towns and knowing they got to get out of this place. But at the same time, they also had, people who could shape shift from man to female and stuff like that. So it was such a phenomenal show. And it was one of those shows that, when you go back and rewatch, you see little things over and over. Yes, the ghosts from their ancestors. My favorite episode had to do with these two little girls who were, they called pickaninnies, and they would actually dance throughout the whole show and be extremely scary while dancing, and they were like demons. So watch Lovecraft Country, y'all.
What is it? What do you watch it on?
HBO Max. It's about the whole Cthulhu and all that good stuff from.
It was a darker version of Supernatural.
Yes, yeah, that's what it was. But listen, all I got to say is HBO does right. Netflix is hit or miss.
Time out.
HBO does right.
No, because HBO has some really bad shows as well.
Spartacus season 2.
That was Showtime, right? Or
Showtime.
Max?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was
No,
Showtime.
okay, my bad.
Spartacus season 1, amazing.
Yeah.
HBO, for the most part, puts out House of Dragons, Game of Thrones. Now, again, anytime you stretch something
Westworld,
so long,
Leftovers,
Westworld, The
True
Leftovers,
Detectives.
The Wire, True Detective.
The Wire is on its own platform. Do not even go down
Sopranos.
The Wire. Sopranos started HBO.
That's what I'm saying, man. But even before those shows, you had Sex and the City. You had that TV show. I can't even remember the name of it, where the kid grew up watching TV so much. HBO always had Sunday nights on lock, and that's what they're doing with The Last of Us right now. So,
but it ends. What's after this?
What's that?
We got one episode left. We got Sunday. That's it.
I don't know. Success. I'm not a big watcher on.
It's already
Success.
renewed for a season 2, so we know there's a season 2 coming. But
so all I'll say is my final word on The Last of Us is it has been must-see TV. I give it an 8 out of 10 in terms of total art content.
I can't give it grade till the last episode. Last episode will define the series.
There you go. But to date, listen, the penultimate episode.
To date, I'm an 8 out of 10. I agree with you.
The penultimate episode, this episode that we just watched, if you haven't watched any good TV all year, this episode, you don't even have to watch anything else, all the other 7 episodes. You can watch this as a standalone episode and be blown away, because you get introduction of new characters and just like, oh my God, what is going on here? And it just blew me the F away. That's all.
Folks, he said the same thing about Andor and the Prison Break end.
Introduce.
I'm sorry, just had to go back to our sponsor.
Matt,
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
nice try, buddy. There's more people that love that prison break scene from Andor than you, buddy. Just because your palate isn't sophisticated.
It's not even a sophistication thing. I thought
That's
it
all I'm
was
gonna
just
do.
good.
I'm just gonna put my Funko face right up here for you to see.
Yeah, you're burning up inside, bro. All right, let's talk about this market.
can
Man.
I-
What's going on with this market?
Well, first, Nucking Futz. I don't want you to think like we're leaving you out. Yes, if creators would stay true to the comics, then we would have a completely different MCU and DCU. So I'll that's how I'll address your comment.
All right,
I think yes, you're right.
I'm gonna give it to Kyle. Kyle,
Yeah.
do we want to go with the battle, or do we want to talk about the market right now?
Market.
Comic market. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Before we dive into this, Planet Embrace. If you are on Instagram and you are not following my man Planet Embrace, stop right now and go follow him. This man follows the market.
Please don't. You
Stop.
will be crying
This
every
man
morning. Every morning you
follows
see
the
his
market.
post. Every morning you see his post, a tear will drop from your eye because he's brutally raw, guys.
But he's honest and he's
Oh my
legitimate. Like, he follows market. He takes peak prices. He looks at where we're at and he tells you the truth. And he is a savage, an absolute savage when it comes to influencers and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I need to go back to this video and I'm going to kind of break it down as we go.
Dude, that's wild. Some of those prices that you're showing are wild.
Yeah.
What doesn't have a price on it, ladies and gents, unpriceable, that you cannot get anywhere. And this is 4 signatures by the Hobbits, ladies and
I
gents.
literally am going to slit your throat when you sleep tonight.
So we're not gonna have a live show. Is basically what Matt just admitted to.
It will be.
I was looking for
Matt and Kyle
the
show.
Matt and Kyle show.
So
You have to understand, I have access to his YouTube channel, so it will be totally the Matt and Kyle show.
he's kicking me out of here, guys. I just had
Don't send him the link.
When you go subscribe to Sans Collectibles and it's the Last Level Comics logo, you know why.
And he's taking my channel from me, guys. No. Listen,
Right.
We only will do super chats.
when we
All right.
talk about
No
the market,
comments.
man, that was depressing. Between Swaggle between Planet Barris, I told my man JP Comic Collecting Swaggle Haas, I said, when I watch your videos, sometimes, man, it's just depressing, bro. And what I'm saying by that is that they're telling the truth. They're telling, and like Matt said, these are people who bought at the height. If you paid $100,000 for AF-15 and your investment is now 50% of what it was worth 2 years ago,
Yeah.
I'm sorry for you, man, because we're at the true price of it right now. Because what happened was there was a comic boom that shouldn't have happened.
Mm-hmm.
There was a comic boom that shouldn't have happened.
I appreciate you,
I
Liz.
hate you, Matt. I did not write that. Matt wrote that.
It says Sans Group Collectibles right that comment.
What do we
But I
have
want to
here?
go. I want to go through a couple of these real quick.
Yeah, let's go.
Look at this. Look at Hulk 181. The second appearance of Wolverine. I'm sorry, folks. Cry all you want. CGG can say it. 180 is the first appearance of the Hulk. I'll die on that.
Agreed.
hill.
Agreed.
Okay. Peak was like 120,000 signed by Stan Lee. It's now down to 64,000. Could you imagine losing? I mean, the people that own it or bought it at 120,000 don't worry about money because they're buying comic books at $120,000.
But not always. Not always. You got some people who, let me be the savvy guy. I'm going to get in on this crazy wave. And this is their life savings, like the guy who said, I'm going all in on Vivi. Where are they, man?
So, again, 64,000. 99 bids even, but still 50% down from peak.
I think that this is a leveling, and it will level, and will
But
be.
is this the floor? Like, I want to know, did we hit
No,
the
no,
floor?
no. I think that this is level. I think this is where it belongs.
I think that this
the
is
floor
where
is lower.
Yeah, the floor is lower, but I think that this is where we're going to hang out for a little bit.
And what I mean by that is there's going to be ebbs and flows, but this is where it truly belongs. And those people who bought it at double the price right now are asked out. That's all I'm going to say. Those are the same people who are selling Something is Killing the Children right now because the news got hot again. I literally had Paul on my show who had Something is Killing the Children for $650 2 weeks ago and has the price at $900 right now because that is what the market is already
But
asking
that is
for.
FOMO. Like, why? Listen, I refuse, and I swear to God, if this channel ever becomes anything different, I will drive to Virginia and smash your server into oblivion. Even though I can probably do it here, we will always push the truth, and we have said from
We always
day
hold ourselves
one,
accountable here, ladies
from
and gents.
day one. If a news article from some schmuck comes out that this book is in the top 10 list, and Sans, I'm calling you out again. I
You're
know
too
this
late.
because you just had. I know you sold books last night, and in that book you may have bought for $30. You just sold it, for $80.
Wait. You mean I bought for $10?
I don't. Shut up. Just hear me out.
But all
Stop
I'm saying is-
buying into FOMO, folks.
Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
you all. Stop. Comic
It's-
books will be here. They'll be here tomorrow. They'll be here next year. They'll be here in 5 years. Listen to Kyle and I, because Kyle and I will steer you down the right path. Fuck you, Sans, because I know you.
Only
You
take
know-
advice from schmucks on YouTube.
No, do not listen to influencers. Fuck
Here's
them.
what I will say. Buy what you like, and if you absolutely need to have something, if you think you can wait and get it at a better price, be patient.
100% be
Be
patient.
patient.
I guarantee you at some point that 9.8 that you want will be down at a reasonable level.
But,
Yeah.
20,000 or in this sake with Fantastic Four #1 and an 8.5. It sold for $340,000 last year. $340,000. I could have first class tickets to Smack Sands for the $130,000 that I would have saved if I would have waited a year to buy
Here's
this
where you
book.
are with it, though, Matt. You're forgetting that people are not only investing for long term; people are investing for quick flips.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about those people. For
I don't
every
care.
person,
Let the FOMO go. Listen
I
to my man
understand.
Chef.
but Matt,
Let
the person
FOMO
that
go.
buys it, the person that buys it at $80 when it was a $10 book, is thinking that they can sell it at $120, and they can for the
Yeah.
most part. But you got to be smart about it, right? It's like the Superman book that just dropped last night, sold out in less than a minute, right?
Yeah. I mean, so here's the good thing that I'm hearing. People are still buying comic books. That's what I'm hearing from this.
But
That
we're
is the
getting
narrative there.
smarter. We're getting smarter.
Which is good.
As a
Yeah,
community,
yeah, that's how it
yes,
should
thank
be.
you.
Now listen,
I'm selling
I'll say
stuff
this.
for less,
I will say
but-
this: the whales of the comic auction are being very smart, aka the Sean Writers, who's in here. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Sid. It is. They're not just. When you look at a YouTube comic auction or whatnot or whatever, you got your Dollar Generals, you got your Wells, whatever it is. The Wells are no longer just like, oh, okay, well, I'll take that at 90% of cost, right? They're asking for 65% of cost. They're asking for 75% of cost because at this point in time, they're like, look, if I'm going to pay big money, I need big deals on it. So you can,
Yeah.
there's still people buying, but the buyer's market, it's a buyer's market right now. And so
Absolutely. I wouldn't say that the quote unquote whales are the ones that are keeping it afloat.
no. I'm just saying
It's
they're asking everyone, even as you run an auction, even your average Joe, if you put up a $10 book, somebody's saying I'll buy that for $5, right?
that's fair. Yeah,
There's people who are asking for deals
50% less.
nonstop.
Absolutely. Well, that's the point.
But I gotta call timeout because
Yeah.
people are still buying from their heart, and if
Absolutely.
the artwork on that cover is fire, they're gonna pay the extra because they want that fire book, they want that depiction, they want that artist, they want that creator. And look, I don't know if he's still here. He probably went to bed, but what to do, Pikachu? I mean, my man dropped a fire art cover of Raphael on a book that had nothing to do with turtles, and quite frankly, I don't care what the book was. I want it because his artwork was on it, his heart and soul was on it, and that's why I want it. But there's books that are the blue chip books, and there's books that are new age, like, again, going back to that, and Sans, I hate this, I'm throwing us into it, the variant cover that you want to have, and God, I fucking want to choke someone out in Canada when I say this. like there are people that you value from art.
Bellman Shirkit.
Yeah, like, I don't know, buy what you love, but buy what you love smart. Like, I can't say it. No, Liz Barnes, I don't ever want to be if I'm an influencer, I'm an influencer to be a smart and, quite frankly, sit on your hands. Fuck FOMO, sit on your hands. A 4.5 comic book is now to the end of time. You will
here's
find
the difference,
today,
and this is what I will say. Here's the difference.
Damn it, I'm fucking talking. Get the. All right, I'll bring you back. I'm rude.
Here's the difference, and this is what I'll say. Matt, you make a great point. Fuck FOMO. But as art collectors, some of these books today are just beautiful. And I will say this. If you like a book and it is not cheap, buy a book you like for your collection. That's all I'm going to say. Chase.
I didn't mean to do it that time. I brought you back
I'm
right away.
not telling you to chase the flavor of the week. But if there's a cover that came out and you're like, damn, that cover came out and it's going for 125 today. Sure, you may wait 6 months to a year to have that cover at $50. But if you want that cover and you're not the person that's saying I'm buying this for an investment, then buy the book. If you're willing to pay,
don't even buy the book. Buy the trade paperback. Read the book. Do it.
No, people are buying for covers. What I'm saying.
I know that. They're buying for covers, and they're not even reading it. They're buying
half of the books are not open. Half of the books.
That's what's killing me. They're not even appreciating what the book has.
I only open the trades. Because the minute you open
what's the point of a book? Oh, I got this Batman 347, but it's got a dope Catwoman cover.
It goes back to an investment. It goes back to your collectability. The minute you open a book and you create that crease line, you've now created something different in terms of value. Look at this, Namor, 50% since the spec of the movie. This is a book that you should have in your collection.
They casted him absolutely fucking horrible. I'm just saying.
But this is a book you should have in your collection regardless of movie, right? Once again, we let a movie influence. We're talking about a Silver Age Submariner #1 that probably should be a $5,000 book. Should fall in between the middle of this. Why is it at $3,100? Because people didn't like the movie or didn't like the casting. Or why is it at $7,200? Because, they're going to put them in a movie. We got to stop having the FOMO and the movie spec drive absolutely everything we do.
But see, I disagree with that. I think movie spec creates the hype, but we create the market. Like, understand that. Understand what I'm saying. Like, slow it down. Movie creates the hype, but we create the market. I can't say that enough.
Yeah.
The movie makes you want the market to increase, so the people that have these copies influence the market. Don't follow the influence. Every peak has a valley. Every valley has a buy. So what I'm trying to say is, looking at the 4 books that I have put up for you tonight, all of them are down and substantially down. Is now 2023 the time to buy, or should you have bought in 2020, 2021?
You shouldn't have bought anything in 2020, 21. But
Nothing.
hindsight is 2020, or as they like to say, because what happens is in 2020, 2021, you didn't know that this was the ultimate crescent or the ultimate rise of a book. You felt like this was the beginning of a new wave, because you know what? There were so many new comic book people and people who had been out of comics. I had been out of comics for 15 years before I got back, because of the pandemic and everything else.
Why'd you come back?
Because I found the Batman Who Laughs. My wife bought me a comic book, and it was the Batman Who Laughs, and she also got me hip hop covers. And I'm like, damn, they're doing hip hop covers. I got to get back into comics. And then I was like, oh wait, how can I pay for all of these comics? Let me start getting on auctions. And Sands was created, y'all. That's the genesis of Sands Group Collectibles. We're at 1K on this channel, y'all. I appreciate y'all. But I couldn't have done it without these two fellas, without my man Harmsway Chad, without all of the sellers who come through, and most importantly, without all of the cookie crew out there. So once again, shout out to everybody for showing love and support. But yeah, back to it, man. Nobody knew in 2020 when they were buying a book and people were getting back into the hobby that was a false ceiling, that was a propped up housing market.
My God, this book here sent shivers through my spine. And if you can't see it, that's a 6.5. A 6.5 was selling for $85,000. Could you imagine buying this in 2022 and losing $40,000 in a year? Now, again, in my brain, people that buy this book, they have throwaway money. I don't have throwaway money, but damn, people, I never want you to abide by FOMO, and I will pull up the Spider-Man M&M variant cover, which is the biggest FOMO book. I told you, I have preached for months that you
look at where the Biggie is. Look at where the M&M is.
Stop. The M&M book.
You will see.
The M&M book went from a $3,000 book to under $1,000. Huge hit.
We're talking about the value of a CGC book. The raws are remaining at all-time highs. But really quickly, I want to say shout out to Carrie, because Carrie is asking, do we talk about wine and actual cheese? Yes, Carrie. Actually, next episode, we will have a sommelier on this channel talking about wine, sake, whiskeys, and everything else, because we take a sophisticated approach here at Wine, Cheese, and Comics, Please. So, yes, we are the brutish ones here, but we will bring on the experts.
This episode, we're really topic heavy, so we're just going to be drinking the wine and eating the cheese. It's more of like a self-indulgence.
But do check us out every other week.
Whiskey.
Every other week, because in the next 2 weeks we will have Miss Shakira Jones on, who is a sommelier, who knows sake, who knows wines, and we're gonna get into the essence of wine making and all that other good stuff. So trust me, we are cultured.
I will go into the fact that if you bought this comic book a year ago, you have shifted from wine to straight Everclear. And that is what you are drinking because you just lost
man. I think
$40,000.
I think they're on meth by now, man. They are on meth by now. So, listen, I gotta say this again. You said it, Matt. The people who are buying AF-15s have FU money, right? They have FU money. So yes, they've lost investments, but they've probably hedged their bets in other ways. Your average Joe, your average, middle class American who is working towards this book is always looking for a deal. They're not buying at 120,000. They're like, dude, how can I get the 1.8 for like?
I mean, I'm watching my man Titan Comics preach in a bathtub half naked about his comic book collection to find out what he's putting up for a deal. But people, I just can't like I want someone that has bought this book at $80,000 to come to me and explain why. Like, I want to understand. I don't understand. That's why I want to understand. Like, what was so impactful in your life that you were like, I need this right now? Comic books are eternal, and I mean that because the market has shown this 6.5 is going to be here today. It's going to be here tomorrow. It's going to be here 15 years from now. It's all about patience. It's all about knowing when the peaks and when the valleys are. So 20 people in this room, be smart.
But Sean makes a point. All investments are kind of down across the board unless you hedged your bets and you kind of bet on people to lose the other way. But what I will say is, again, it goes back to the point of right now is if you're liquid, you have a great opportunity. And that's across the board, not only in comics, but in collectibles and the stock market. If you are liquid right now, you have the ability to buy up some of these, depressed stocks.
It's a great time to buy.
It's a great time because even if you go onto the auctions, prices are not. You're not able to. Now, I've seen some auctions where people are just bidding insanely, but that's also because you have those channels where the host gets 400 people. They get 400 people in their chat, and people just want to be impressive. Like, I bought a book from this guy. But at the same time, auctions, people are looking for deals. People are being smart. People are buying collections right now.
People are literally ripping people off left and right, a.k.a. Sans comic book collectibles, stealing a Hobbit #1 signed by 4 people off of me. What a thief. I can't go back on it. Here we go.
Do you think if Zah walked in the ring, they just walk out? Oh! Wow. I don't know. What was that?
That was a little grounded.
Hold on. Did we just transition? I was taking notes on what I wanted to say.
All right, we'll go back to you. God,
Jesus.
I knew he was literally going to showcase this damn book, and I just wanted to get away from it.
Okay, so we are technically transitioning. I want to address 4 comments that were in the chat.
So go to the 4 comments, and I'll play the video again.
Cool. Sean Ryder said comparing a 1 of 1 is not the same as comparing like a mass-produced book. So like those like original art, it's gonna hold its value, especially if the book is good as any announcements.
Even variants are flooded.
Artists take up.
Even variants are flooded right now. Like so listen, go back 9 months. Hive Comics. Oh God, it's killing me. No Mas Comics. Freaking El Futuro, fucking Bird City Comics. They all had their own individual comics. Now you see Hive, El Churro, and Sans come together. You see 3 groups that would all have their individual copy to come together for one. So yes, art drives comics, but it's not to the same extent it was 9 months ago.
Fair. And then that goes perfect transition into Cali Comics question, which are variant covers are basically just art. People don't open up those books. Like that's the whole point. Is you buy a cover, you buy a Del Auto cover, like he was saying, because it's Del Auto's not doing the interiors. You're buying it because you appreciate the artist and what he offers to the outside of it. Well, then you slab the book.
But
nobody's reading those books.
Does that art? I'm gonna contest that. Does that art on a House of Slaughter #1, Del Auto cover 1 in 500? Again, that's a 1 in 500 variant. That variant should pop more than anyone.
It's forced rarity, though.
But is it popping because it's on House of Slaughter, which is a failed comic book?
Yeah. That's fair. I really agree with Sean's comment that he just posted. People overextended. They got too hyped onto variant covers. They overinvested in certain things. They just kept crapping them out, thinking, "Oh, I'm printing money, $75 at a time."
Sans and I are we can relate to this more than anyone in the market. Look, Sans and I invested in our first variant cover. We did it, folks. And look, the people that bought it, I love you.
It was a 1 in
you got
1,000.
an amazing piece, and I think the book you bought has value. But knowing what I know today, would I do the same thing I did 8 months ago? No, I wouldn't, because yes, I value the variant cover, but again,
Sid, it's forced rarity. It's forced
but it's
freaking
not
rarity.
forced rarity, Sid, because. Yes,
no, I'm saying that it's forced rarity.
But it's not forced rarity because you're
1 in 1,000.
But your 1 in 1,000 is a part of the original run.
But it doesn't matter. 1 in 1,000 on a book that's a hit has a total different variance on a 1 in 1,000 a book that's a flop. Again, I go back to House of Slaughter. The Delato 1 in 500 was the premium. People were paying over $1,000 for that book. The book series flopped. I can buy a Delato 1 in 500 now for pennies on the dollar versus what it was when House of Slaughter came out.
When you want to talk about rarity,
I will literally punch you in the face.
Oh my god. Okay, so 2 more comments. Chef's comment was, "Is digital the future? And if so, will LCSs still be around?"
No, digital will not be the future, and Vivi has proven that, because digital was a hype item about 8 months ago. It peaked kind of like
digital, unfortunately, is going to really create a lot of issues, because people are not going to be able to do anything with this content that they have. It's
digital is going to stop single issues, in my opinion, and we're going to shift to trades, which is what Miguel was saying in the chat. But buy the trade, buy the book and the trade if you want to have like something to collect and something to read.
Read, yes. Buy the book, read the trades.
But having low paper quality coming from Marvel pisses me off so much, because if you value a key,
look at the negative variants. The negative variants, fuck them.
It's so stupid. Low paper stock, like just give me a heavier paper. Give me like a 90-pound paper, like literally, like.
But listen, it's all and I say,
and
again, I can't tell you this enough. It's all about dollars and cents, folks.
Yeah,
and it's also about personalities and people.
No, it's not. It's about dollars and
Look
cents.
At Creighton. No. Shallow is making a great point. Clayton Crane messed up a lot of people's value, for real. He had Clayton Crane. People were buying Creighton. Anything Clayton Crane put out was sold out.
If you,
Scandal,
because you hide your wife and you hide your kids.
Mr. Steal Your Wife. Now people are like, literally, you got to pay them to take Clayton Crane books.
Listen, 10 years from now, will that matter?
I still am selling Clayton Crane, okay, I guess.
10 years from now, and you look at the next generation of comic book collectors, will they even give a shit that Clayton Crane sold someone's wife? Or will they go back to the fact that Clayton Crane put out some of the best X-Men runs in history?
They won't care, but you're asking the person who has invested in it right now.
No one's gonna fucking care. It's a peak and a valley.
You're asking the investor right now. Nobody wants to look at their stock and see it drop 50%.
But it's a peak and a valley.
All I'm saying is it hurts to see that. That's all I'm saying.
It hurts to see it, but you got to understand the market. Yes, if I invest $1,000 in crypto and Bitcoin bombs tomorrow, I'm pissed. But in 5 years, when Bitcoin rebounds and it's making twice its value, I'm happy. You got to understand what you're in. So I go back to the same comment I've made for the last 15 shows. Be smart. Don't listen to influencers. No. Do market research. Look at what you're buying. When it's low, buy. When it's high, if you don't like it, sell and buy what you love. But quite frankly, you can't judge a market on today, because every fucking day it shifts.
Absolutely. That's why people can't keep...
Do I ship... Sid, you're in the comment. Sid, you bought the mother load of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lots off me. The
He
mother
did.
load. You're in the comments.
He
That
did.
trailer fucking just made your investment of $4,000 potentially go up to a $7,000 investment.
Yeah.
My peak made your increase. That's why we're here, to educate buyers on being smart. If you hear a trailer, don't buy. If you see a movie, don't buy. If you see 5 years from now, buy. It's not going to go away. That same comic book today will be the same comic book in 5 years at the same grade. Fuck you, Sans Muscles. I swear to God, I'm driving to Virginia. I'm out.
Sid, 1K, Sid. 15K, it's yours, Sid. 15K. Listen, I cannot agree with you more. We've always said buy what you like, but be smart about it. We've also said when you hear news, do not effing buy the book, man. If something is killing the children,
Don't
has
do
news,
it.
if something is killing the children,
Listen,
has
I
news,
want to
let
put
me know.
my phone like a hotline. 1-800. I will control your FOMO. I will tell you every day it's going to be okay to not have that book today, because when that book long term becomes a blue chip key and you can buy it for $4,000 less, $3,000 less, you will thank me.
So here's how this comment right here makes sense, right? Is
Okay.
the market objective or subjective, right? It's highly subjective because let's take Daredevil #1 or Punisher, the first appearance. Everybody and their mom was waiting for the price to drop on Punisher #1. It had gone down, 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 down to where it was reasonable. What just happened?
Punisher news hit Netflix. Punisher's back. Frank Guerrero, we're bringing him back.
And John Brenthal is back as the Punisher. Now, guess what happened? If you buy that book, you are buying it at the height again.
Mm-hmm.
You got to wait. Right now, you know what books you want to buy right now? Black Widow's first appearance. Because you know why? Nobody's checking for Black Widow right now.
Literally used to like you, Liz.
Nobody's checking for Black Widow right now. Nobody's checking for
Spider-Gwen.
Yes, Spider-Gwen.
Honestly,
Killmonger.
Miles is slowly dropping.
Yes,
Yeah.
But Miles, as soon as Spider-Verse
wait until
2
Spider-Verse 2 comes.
Yeah.
And then it's another crazy.
Oh my
rush.
God, this Morbius again. Morbius was like, oh my God, I needed to have it.
Buy the things. Because these books are timeless. These books.
I almost bought books that I've never thought that were attainable to me, and then I saw like a crazy first appearance go for like $100, and I'm like,
my
what
God.
the heck is going on?
And folks, I can't say enough. Every person on this panel, we all have Instagram. We all have methods. If you're on the fence about should you buy something and you don't know, ask us. I will be honest with you. Even if I have the book and I'm like, holy shit, I want to sell this to you at $800, I will be honest with you. And
It's
again,
true. It's
and
true.
I hate to
Many
say this,
people
The
have come to
Hobbit
me
Behind
like,
Sands is the perfect example. Look, I wanted to
Stop
work
grabbing
with
it. You're gonna drop it and you're gonna be upset. Stop touching it.
It's an amazing.
It's in a frame.
It's
It's not-
framed.
he can-
It's an
okay.
amazing condition.
like it's in a frame. It's not gonna. So
Okay.
listen, that book there is worth
This
a
is my
premium.
1,000 subscriber gift to me, ladies and gents. It came the day after my 1,000
Literally
subscriber.
I want to put a knife in your throat. Sorry, I didn't swallow my spit. Yeah. Even if you want a book so bad, I promise you, there's not a person in this Instagram community that will not help you find the best deal on that book. This community is strong. This community is loyal. This community does not give in to whatnot bullshit. And I'm telling you,
Let's
if
transition.
you want a book, we will find it at a good value. I'm not saying the best value. I'm saying a good value, but it may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. But I guarantee you, if you want that in your collection and if it's on your hit list, I didn't have any book. I didn't buy a single book on my hit list in 2022. Not one. Why? The prices were not right. Now, if I look at those books, what I would have paid last year today, I would be saving thousands of dollars. But I'm still not buying because personally, I feel we still haven't hit the floor. I feel like we're there. We're every bit of 80% there, but there's 20% to go. And I say squeeze, hold it, wait till that floor is hit, and then buy. And then, Kyle, this transition's for you.
Thank you. I love it.
Nothing's better than a knockout punch from a midget.
So this is a topic that I brought to the table, and I would like to spend some time discussing. Whatnot Publishing has no idea what they're doing, like at all. I don't think they understand what the comic book market is. I've seen interviews with the creators of Whatnot Publishing. They don't know what's going on. They just got in hype with some of the sellers on their channel, decided to do a book. It is a weird book. Now they have 4 books. So they have some ties. They're trying to use
publishing.
Mm-hmm. What was that?
I despise Whatnot Publishing.
I
have left after Whatnot has asked me to do videos and everything on the side. I have left Whatnot. I will not do a thing for them.
I buy Funko Pops on Whatnot.
Listen,
they're still cheap. So
go to Whatnot, use it as a platform. I'm not telling you not to use it. All I'm saying is Whatnot has created an image for themselves, not so much for the average seller, the average Joe who kind of like goes on Whatnots to sell, their product. But for these bigger guys, these bigger ticket YouTube influencers and others, they've created an image that I just cannot deal with. I cannot stand. And we've partnered with them on Whatnot to make variants and to make other things and it's just like, I'm done with you guys. So yes. The average Joe, go support the average Joe on Whatnot. But I cannot support the Whatnot machine is what I'm saying.
Chef has a good comment.
Deep breath. You can find deals on Whatnot.
Absolutely.
You can. And
look,
I don't say don't use Whatnot. I say use Whatnot responsibly.
Yes. Yes.
Sid,
I will not support their publishing. I don't buy any of their publishing or their product. If a seller on my show has it, I'll buy it to support the seller, but then I'm giving it away.
And I know a big Whatnot seller. I am very close with a very high regarded Whatnot seller. I don't want to give out names. When they do live shows at cons and they go to the Whatnot booth and Whatnot gives them the promotional package of books that they can sell on their channel, they even come back to me and say, look, I'm not proud of Whatnot. I understand Whatnot is, and I leverage them to my influence, but I'm not proud of it. That, to me, from someone that is the top echelon of Whatnot, says everything.
Absolutely.
I'll drink to that, because what it's telling you is that people are willing to be less than themselves, right? People are not being their true selves. They're kowtowing to this different thing to be a part of this Whatnot wave, and it's hurting them internally. They're not being themselves, man, and that's for me. When I saw the way that some of the people in this community, because at one point it was like I was the one guy who was like, you see that Homer Simpson thing where it's like everybody's talking about Whatnot. And why am I not a part of this, right? But then I got invited, and I'm like, this is not for me. I don't like the way I like YouTube. The reason why I like YouTube is because I like being an entertainer. I like selling stuff. I like being a Whatnot is let me just sell you 50 million bucks and do that. But what I learned
It's all about
also,
the money.
right?
And
I also learned, yeah. Go ahead,
and
man.
I have made videos for some of the premium Whatnot auctions and premium stuff. I have made the hype videos, the card on fire, like your hunt, the break big. I've done it all. Like I'm telling you, I have received the official Whatnot contract of we want you to be a video creator, and I've turned it down. I have turned it down. And I have said, no, I don't want to go that route. Like, we want you to produce X number of videos for X number of content creators. And when they reach out to you this week with this break or this comic book or this sale, we want a trailer video of like the book on fire and then lead up videos. And I've said no. And quite frankly, it's because they influence the market to overpay for books. And quite frankly, I value the community more than the book. I do. I truly. And look, if anyone wants to ask me about it, I have shared the contracts. I have shared everything that they have done to me. And quite frankly, someone can sell a book for, and I'm going to say a high value book for $10,000 on Whatnot. And you could go to YouTube and not Instagram and go to the true members of this community and buy the same book at a fair value of $4,000 to $3,000 less.
And that speaks to the integrity, man, because a lot of times what you're seeing is just the one. We talk about FOMO all the time, but two, these influencers are, when you talk about the ability to control how much content gets put out there, they're controlling a segment of the market with these books that was just unfair. And it was like, listen, that and part of it
it's not only books, it's cards, it's Funkos, they know they have a market.
Which is exactly what Sid said.
Yeah, it completely turned me off to what collecting is about. When you have 5 people that only those 5 people get the product, and they're able to get it in advance, and they're setting the price in the market, it showed me that there was an undercurrent of the business that I just don't want to deal with. And so from there, I was like, I can't really sell on this platform. But I do say support the smaller sellers, support the average Joes who are on Whatnot. They're just like eBay. They're just like OfferUp, right? They're trying to sell a product.
There are so many markets to this community: eBay, Instagram, YouTube, Heredity. And I hate to say, I'm gonna say Whatnot, word of mouth, LCS. What'd you say, Kyle?
Mercari, however you want to say it.
Mercari. Like,
there's another one called like Jewel or something.
Just because you're so used to buying on eBay or so used to buying on Instagram, do your research. And I say that, I promise you, Sans, Kyle, if you come to me, I'm looking for X book. This is what I've seen. We will tell you the truth. I may have that book and may want to sell it to you, or know someone that does, but please use your resources.
Yeah,
and I know
like there is
like 9 people are at my door with baseball bats. Like, fuck you, dude. I want to sell that book tomorrow for $1,400, and you're telling people they can get it for $900. Yes, you can.
But what happens? You got to talk about the dark side of it. What happens when that person buys it for $1,400, and they realize, like, damn, why? How come I didn't know I could have gotten it for $900? It now sours them to the comic book community as a whole. And that's my problem with what's going on with, the price gouging from what I will tell you. I had a Superman book the other day. Multiple people were bidding on it and going into the 150s. And I'm like, you know what? Stop. I will give you both this book at $100, which was the fair market value. I will give you both this opportunity to buy it because I have multiples. I do not want you overspending to the point where you wake up tomorrow and you say, what did I do? And I'm never going back to Sans' show because that was a problem for me. So from that perspective, you know, there's no ability to people to say, all right, you've hit your max. Let's add more, or people aren't even adding more. They're just like, yeah, this book right here, give me $1,000 for it. It's a $2 book.
Sans, can you put up a poll for me? Are you a hunter or are you a collector? And I want to see what we have. Because there's specifically
You mean a reseller or a collector?
No, a hunter, meaning
Okay.
someone that hunts the value of a book and flips it, or a collector, meaning I buy a book and I lock it away.
Okay. So, wow, that's interesting. Well, we're that last question was a little tough for me because we're sitting on YouTube, which is a different platform, asking if somebody else sells our buys from whatnot.
And again, we're sitting on a YouTube from a standpoint of evaluating YouTube as well. So
yeah,
YouTube, it's a platform. It's another platform like everything else. And I guarantee I will listen, there's not much that I will stake my claim to. I guarantee you with my soul, eBay Live will fucking crush Whatnot.
I agree. Here's the thing. YouTube has no middleman to pay. And
be honest with the poll, please, guys, if you don't.
Right.
We won't see who does it.
YouTube has no middleman to pay, and YouTube is going to allow you, like, if you don't want to bid, you don't have to bid. It is that simple, and you can always negotiate. So I'm not saying YouTube is a superior market to eBay or Whatnot or Mercari or anything else, but the middleman is not there, so you should be a savvy investor. That's why these whales or these savvy collectors can say, hey, can I get that for this amount? And the YouTuber is able to say, you know what? Guess what? I don't have to pay a middleman.
And
I don't have to pay eBay.
And listen, I have so much respect for two members of this community, Sid and Sean Ryder. I'm going to be legitimate from the heart. I have so much respect for both of you. I would love both of you. 2 Wednesdays from now, I don't even know what the date is. Give me a second. The 22nd, if you are available, I want you to both come on and talk about the hunt versus the collect versus the flip. You both have been such pinnacle members of this community, from sales on Instagram, sales on YouTube, sales on Instagram. I would love to hear your perspective. And Sean, you and I know better than we have been in battles beyond get out of here. Like,
I'll
battles
pay,
beyond
Sean,
battle.
I'll pay your fee, Sean.
Of legitimate battling for books that we know are undervalued in the hunting perspective. And Sid, you have been a flipper, but flip for the collection that you're buying. I would love to have you on and just talk about that. Like,
well, there's a goal to be had too. Like, everybody has their reasons why they're doing something, and it's fascinating to me to.
And that's the key thing about community, right? Sometimes when me and Kyle talk, we're like, hey, what's your end game? And Kyle is like, oh, I know you want that miles. You need this miles in your life, right? So it's one of those things where Kyle knows I'm selling everything to get to certain grails and certain books.
Absolutely. And Matt does the same thing.
Matt does the same thing for you.
So
everything went to Kyle. Like, I had no income from that.
Yep.
Right. So from that perspective, when you get to know people in the community, you understand why they're selling things, what their approach is, and just what their motivation is, right? So you're not mad that they're able to go hunting. What I always say, and this is from my man Tone Sanders, the hunt, right? Because Tone does a great job of this, man.
Amazing.
He will put a $200 lot up for $40, right? Because you know why? He hunted that lot and he found it for $20. He's not trying to make $5,000 off of that. He wants to give everybody a fair shot. At $40.
Amen.
And he's sometimes undervaluing that lot by $100.
And he knows he can go to eBay and get that lot for what it is. but he brings it to the
He
YouTube channel.
puts it to YouTube first.
100%.
And he says, guess what, YouTube? I'll put this up for $75. This book I had 2 copies. I sold one for $150 the other day. Guess what? I'm giving it to you guys because he has a sense of community and he has a sense to know that the book will sell for what it's worth, right? And that's what matters to us, right?
It does depend on who's there because your audience matters.
Yes,
I've sold a book to somebody and then watched them sell it for double because they had a better audience.
Like, listen, I will say that happened to me exactly. I went to Thoreau's house. Thoreau, everybody knows Thoreau comics, right? That's my man. We out here NBA. I went to Thoreau's house. I bought a super candidate of Ultimate Fallout 4. You cannot say that's not a big book, right? Guess what? I went on New York Warriors the same night, and somebody was like, yo, somebody put up some crazy miles right now. I was able to pull that book out and sell it for $200 more than what I bought it for. The reason why is because the audience, the chat was asking for that book at that price. And I wasn't trying to, I was like, oh, I want to actually keep this for my collection. But multiple people were begging for the book. What I'm trying to say is you're always going to have some people, Kyle, you buy books at the entry-level price and you're okay with making a profit where people still have room to make a bigger profit. Half the time you say, oh, I'm happy you can make money off of that because I made money off of it no matter what.
Yeah, look at the lot that I crashed. I literally showed up to your channel and I crashed the show.
Oh, last night.
Yeah, and I put up a book. I put up a lot.
Tell me, you crashed the show. Wait, tell me, you crashed the show.
He crashed the show last night. Listen, him and Nola have been anarchists lately, man. They've just been hanging out in the chats.
Why didn't I get the invite?
Yo, you gotta hang around, man, because they just crash shows and then they bid until like they keep a seller on for like 30 minutes, man, just bidding up, just going crazy.
That lot was wild. I still need to talk
watch
about
Andor.
I need to talk to Cali Comics about that lot. I need some therapy on what happened that night. But I showed up and I put up $100 worth of books and my all-in price was $50, but I started it at $10. Like that's and the $100 is how I value the book, which is I'll go to recent sales, I'll figure out what the lowest sold price is, or
and then you put it percentage.
And then you go below
he
it.
had 6 books that were worth $200 that sold for $50, right?
Yep. The first one has sales for $75.
Right. The first book paid for the lot and more.
But
we almost sold it at $10.
And that's why. Look. You're driving the perfect point.
Yeah.
Know your sellers. Know your market. The market is vast. I guarantee you there's 16 shows on YouTube right now doing the same dumb shit that we're doing.
Oh,
I
Shallow.
guarantee you 16 of them aren't saying the same thing with that fucking Hobbit book. God,
he's trying to answer a chat question. It doesn't matter. It's signed by all the hobbits, right?
Who signed this book?
Everyone fucking signed the goddamn book.
So I need to make something very clear: is that we offer certain things. I'm surprised that people don't get pissed off because there are multiple people that sell these books, right? So if let's say that I'm selling something super cheap, doesn't that alienate the person who has more invested into it? I've always been self-conscious of that.
No. And what I'll say is no in this regards because the YouTube market does not have the same impact as say the eBay market where there's so many sales that go on.
Because
Like-
my sales aren't recorded. It's literally just like it happens in pure
your sales, people can go back and watch, right? And
That's
they
true,
can
yeah.
they can sit and look at it. But for the most part, you know, the YouTube market is going to sell based upon who's in the crowd and how much people are willing to invest in a book.
It
right?
should be the true prices of what they're worth, right? Because we
should
give
be.
people enough time to actually do research too.
It should be, but sometimes you got a lot of people who are focused on I got to get the best deal, or in some of these YouTube auctions, you know, I'll just shout out my man Very Gary, who has a big following. Right, you got a book that I could show for $50 and try and sell it, that will sell for $250 on a platform like that. The reason being is because he has 400 viewers.
Yeah.
And those 400 viewers are like, listen, I want to show I have the biggest Johnson, man, and I'm going to buy this book. Now, not every book is going to sell that way, but sometimes you look at a show like that and you say, wow, that book sold for $50 on my show. Why did it go for $400? And the market doesn't even demand $400. So I just want to say, sometimes it's a matter of who's in the show, what's the show. Like if I'm marketing a show might.
Or he could fucking steal the book from you because he knows the value of it, and he's like, "Oh, I'll give you $20 more than what you paid for it."
Now those bastards are terrible. Sometimes you get
What is going on? Jesus.
Matt is like popping in like what's the guy that shows up with Superman, like Mr. Kazoo or whatever his name is.
The point that we are trying to make is that the platform matters because certain prices are dictated. Like if you have a real value of a book, you have to factor in shipping, you have to factor in seller's fees, buyer's fees, tax, everything, right? Cost of packing, like if you have multitude of sales, every little thing matters.
Immortal, I gotta tackle this because look.
Yeah.
Immortal, look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I have known Very Gary when he was back doing IG sales, like the bare bottom, like 5, 10, 15 sales. That man is, in my opinion, the epitome of grinders and honesty. And I will follow that man because he sells high, but he has worked his ass off to get to that position. Versus the gem versus the other. I'm not going to say names. I don't want to be rude.
I'll shout out a channel-ish sponsor. Stranger Comics grinded his ass off.
Oh my god!
I met Sebastian when he had like a tiny little poster and like a little like 2 tables and just stuck together, and he was slinging his books. That's when I met the dude.
3 men. Pressable defects. Look, just like the 3 of us are doing here, we're trying to talk to you about a truth. But I guarantee you there's 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 other people that are trying to do the same thing. We do it with a different spin. We do it on Sans Group Collectibles channel. We do it with some comedy, lighthearted, but our message is always the same. Every single bi-weekly, every single week. Be smart. Be intelligent. Know the market. Know what you're buying. Buy what you love. Don't buy what you need. And quite frankly, just do your research. That 5 minutes. I know in that moment, that book may sell out in 5 minutes, and you may feel you need it in that 5 minutes, but do your research. Fuck you, Sans.
Oh my god, dude. Sans, you're taking this too far. You're taking this too far, man.
I should have never sent you that goddamn book. Fucking, I knew it should have been lost.
I understand where he's coming from, but it's that's a little bit too far. Okay, Sans.
My man Mary better win that shit.
My Sans.
It took over a month to get here. I better enjoy it, ladies.
It did not take a month.
It's like me showing up on your show, Sans, and doing a hashtag Sans sucks for a giveaway.
So, ladies and gents, did you see that last night? He showed up. He said, I'm doing a free giveaway. Hashtag sand sucks. There you go. So everybody can get to have their petty moments.
That's true. I rescinded on it. And
Oh my God. Like literally, had it been sold a round later, I think it would have went for $500 more. I
yeah.
literally think so. As we get ready to wind down the show, man, I just want to thank the 20 people who have been here. But we just got to kind of wrap up on kind of the comic market itself.
We got real
Yeah.
tonight, and I value that. Like I
There's
value
one.
that.
There's one thing that we need to do before we transition, though. That was a segment called "Whatnot" and "Bad Idea." We haven't said shit about "Bad Idea." I can sum it up because
Bad idea. Just fucking
So-
invest. If you're gonna buy a publishing company, look, you can go Whatnot, but it's gonna be a waste of your money. At least Bad Idea has investment opportunities for you in quality. That's all I have to say.
what? Let me just give a summation of why I wanted to talk about it. Whatnot Publishing doesn't care about the collector. They only care about the people that are on their platform. That's it. They cater to them. They figure it out. They shill out as much as they possibly can, as fast as they can. They're taking advantage of a niche. They have no clue about comics. I'll just put that out there. Bad Idea knows about comics and the problems in comics, but they're too trolly to actually fix the problems. They're just going to shine light on the problems and also still take advantage of the problems. So, yeah, that's my conclusion on those two companies. I might actually sell on Whatnot, to be honest. I'm not sure where I'm at on it.
And I'm not saying don't sell on Whatnot.
When
I'm
you're
just
ready
saying-
to sell on Whatnot, I will promote the fuck out of you.
Right. I'm
You
not
can
saying
be- can
let's
I be-
do that.
push you.
Actually, let's do that. Let's all pick one seller on Whatnot that is kind of average Joe, and let's promote the fuck out of that one seller.
I will make you every
amazing.
video you want.
Yeah, let's
So,
make
I-
viewership amazing.
But that's the point, is that if I were to we gave a lot of buyer advice today. If there is a seller advice that I would give to anybody out there, it's promote what you're doing, believe in what you're selling, and actually put it out there and relate to things. People don't promote. Marvel doesn't promote their
but in the
comics.
same regard, look at us. We promoted today. We promoted today, and we drove 20 people. If we promoted for a week long or
Yeah, I promoted
bi-weekly,
for 1
we would
hour.
more. But look, we are here for you. It's not just promote; it's promote for the cause.
I said I might, Sean. Jesus Christ.
And it's also
Sean, it's okay. We don't want your money.
It's also deliver
Yes,
on
we do.
deliver on something that's entertaining, right? It's not about just promoting like, hey, come watch the show. Like, come chop it up with us, man. You're in the chat. We want to know what you're talking about. Yeah, Kyle is.
I still have your book, Sean.
Thanks for showing my copy. Hey, Sean, come get it.
So really
I'm gonna
quickly,
ship it to Matt.
question I have: Shazam, hit or miss? Did we do this one already?
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah,
What did
we
we say?
did.
We did Shazam. Hold on, let me pull it up.
I should have been a miss, even though I love.
All right,
freaking-
Sans, where you at? What are you at now? I'll tell you what you were at then.
I'm thinking it's a hit.
You were a flop.
Oh man,
Kyle, what's your prediction? Hit or miss now?
Now I'm saying flop.
You were a hit.
Yep.
Hit.
Me,
Because I love the freaking actor, man.
I like the
I love-
dragons.
I was a flop, and I'm still a flop. So
Okay.
listen. All right, so I'm a flop for personal preference, but it will be a hit because James Gunn is backing it, and James Gunn does corny shit, and he deserves to be in jail. All right, good night, folks. Have a good day.
Thanks. Oh, the do your summary, Sans. we're good.
So
Liz, I love Liz. Look at me, Liz. I love you, but you're dead to me tonight.
Liz,
You broke my heart tonight.
you're a champion
You
for the
broke.
cause.
You broke my heart tonight.
You're a champion for the cause, Liz. Stay strong. You do not need Matt's love.
Don't listen to that piece of shit. You broke.
Hawaiian Punch did give the steal of the century. We're still talking about it.
Oh
just
my
like-
God. Listen, Hawaiian Punch broke the internet one night, Matt. So he put up X-Men 1.
Oh, I know. Hawaiian Punch always has the most amazing deals.
He put up an X-Men 1, and then 4 9/8s to go with it and said, buy this now.
Actually, you know what? I will sell on Whatnot, and I'm going to promote the shit out of it.
Let's do it.
I will back
Let's
you.
do it.
I'm already
promote
approved.
you.
I have an account. I'm already approved.
I'm approved.
You know
too.
what? Let's do
And
it.
I have a
Kyle.
contract
Let's
with
do
them
it.
for
I'm
video
with you.
creation.
I'm with you, man.
So
We're
you
gonna
tell me,
promote
I
the
just
hell
haven't
out of it.
utilized it.
Give us
It'll
the
be
date.
one. It'll be one time. That's it.
Kyle, give us the date. We're gonna promote the hell out of your Whatnot show, man. Let's do it. Let's make it epic. Let's make it epic.
I don't want you.
I will
dead.
just. I will
I
start
love you,
everything
Liz.
at $1.
I don't want you dead. I love you. I'm just mad at you. Disappointed. I'm
Listen.
disappointed in you.
To all the people, I want to say really, really quickly, shout out to Trish Fostner. Super heartbroken about the loss of your dog. You know, for someone to do Stray Dogs and to do so much lovable kind of the Disney art.
And we have endless respect for Trish. She has supported
Trish
us.
has done
through thick and
Trish
thin.
has done amazing work. And she's been on blank cover battles. She's supported the channel. She's worked
Charity.
with Matt Charity. So really big shout out to Liz, to Trish, man. We sincerely hope you can make it through. Again, we're not great partners with this group, Skeleton Key. Shout out to them, man. They're going through some really, really tough stuff. But you know, Adeline Rose Foundation has taken a stance in supporting the loss of, you know, childbirth during pregnancy, and that's big. And that's something that we've promoted on this channel, and we've done auctions for, and that we've reached out to Skeleton Key. So shout out to them and what they're going through, and you know, their ability to stay strong through this. So really, this is about community, man. We're here to have fun. We're here. Y'all know Matt gives me a hard time. Kyle gives me a hard time.
Absolutely.
I do the same to them. We're here. It's all out of love. We're here to support this community. It's about growth. Y'all saw I am super humbled to get to 1,000 as a channel, but I couldn't have done it without these two gentlemen.
I just unsubscribed to you. You're a 999.
There you go. Just like Nola did to me last night, but we will remain strong.
I have.
I will not. I
7
will not.
accounts.
I will not resubscribe until you say Matt is awesome. But
Matt is the most terrible,
fuck you. It's still not good enough.
timely shipper.
But
It
look,
took a
you're
month.
taking away from the moment of
took a month.
positivity.
But let me just say this once again,
Matt, you're awesome.
to everyone out there, you know, no matter what, we are a community. We are stronger together than individually, right? So from that standpoint, if you have a concern, raise your concern. If Whatnot is a concern, if seller integrity is a concern, whatever your concern is, raise your concern. Be a voice. Let the community hear you. I tell you, people reach out to me all the time and say, hey, I didn't think this was fair, or how this happened, or this happened on your show. And I will reach back out to them and I'll say, look, let me make this right for you. This is how we'll do this. And people have come back to me to say, thank you, Sans. That actually makes me feel better about what you do or about this community as a whole.
Absolutely.
And that's what each of us should do. Reach out to people, hold people accountable, and keep this community strong, because what we found is the ability to come together and make something that, again, this
And
is
my God,
fun, but
please.
this is respectable, and this is what we do.
And
So
please,
with that
if
being
you want
said,
to talk, come on the show. It is an open invitation. I don't want to deal with Sans every single bye week. Kyle, I can deal with that guy. You like him. I like him. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy over here.
and Journey, again, you and I have talked, and we've talked through the pros and cons, and that's something that is forever on the dialogue to think through what's the best way to do it. Because
Absolutely.
I have some sellers like Kyle who have strict rules that say, listen, when I'm on a panel, I will not bid.
Nola
Wait,
shares that sentiment too.
Right. You have others that share that sentiment. So we just need to get to a common
I wish
ground.
I could have bid for a Hobbit book.
But with that in mind, ladies and gents, I just want to say
Thank you.
it has been a journey to 1K. This is my plaque for 1K, ladies and gents.
folks, really, what he's trying to say is thank you. All of you in this chat,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Absolutely.
I know he's rubbing that thank you with the plaque in his face. And Liz Barn, you broke my heart tonight. I'm sorry. I want to cry. I'm going to go watch Andor and fall asleep. But thank you. And everyone in this chat, you have been amazing. But
Absolutely.
please, more of you need to come on, and more of you need to be a part of this discussion, because this needs to be a table discussion. This needs to be about the community coming together to talk about ins, outs, ups, what's, downs, lefts, rights, and your opinion matters. I don't care if it doesn't side with me, and I'm going to remove Sans again because his never does. But really, I want to hear it because you're respected, you're appreciated, you're valued every single day, except for Sans.
Shout out to us making it to 1K. Ladies and gents, take care of yourself. We appreciate you as always. Stay safe, stay healthy, and always remember, the cookie shop loves you. Wine, cheese, and comics, please.
Liz,
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
this was us tonight. This was us at 11:30.
Liz, he still loves
you. Crushed
you.
my heart. Liz, you broke my heart tonight. I'm
it.
going to struggle to sleep tonight.
Liz, give him a little Andor pill.
No.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.